ESPN on ABC.
You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania. Under that bright Florida sunshine, two of college football's proudest standard bearers come stomping in.
Two universities and college football programs that have been cornerstones in the game. Texas and the Michigan Wolverines.
Blue blood royalty, steeped in pageantry, history, and the kind of tradition you can feel rumbling in your chest.
We've got to win this game, and there is no game more important than the one you're going to play today.
This year, the standard never changed, even if the results fell categorically short.
How much Texas fight do we really have? It's not about anything else but pride.
Let's go!
Today is a chance to make a statement.
Here he goes again! Touchdown!
And add to a foundation built over generations.
That's what we do! Just get here!
Michigan, Texas, and the 80th annual Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
With echoes of the great Keith Jackson in the background, you're watching the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania on ABC, under an incandescent, lustrous sky here, spattering down on a benevolent field in the jewel of Central Florida here in Orlando. Two of the most storied programs in all of college football, two of the most winning programs in all of college football, Michigan and Texas. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones, Alyssa Lang down in the field. From all of us to all of you, all the most of prosperity and health and restoration in 2026. Roddy, let's talk about bowl season. Hey, just several days ago, we saw Georgia Tech and BYU put on a show. You can tell teams that want to be there, right?
You certainly can, and this one has all the makings of one that could be really, really exciting. Two of the biggest brands in the history of college football meeting for only the third time. We get the winged helmets of Michigan. You get the Longhorn on the side of the helmet of Texas. Two top 20 teams. It should be exciting.
Let's talk about Michigan. 2 years removed from a national championship, a year removed from an 8-5 season, a freshman quarterback, true freshman, that showed a lot of promise early.
Certainly did, and this was a team that did a nice job in close games in the Big Ten. Their only home loss to Ohio State, and being 9-3 in the regular season, knocking on the door of the college football playoff, would have been seen as a step forward by many, and then the offseason happened.
Yes, a maelstrom of activity in which then head coach Sharon Moore fired for an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, subsequently arrested by local authorities. And in the wake of that, a group of young men and families forced to deal with the residual, Roddy.
And that's the unfortunate thing about this situation, is all of the people who are left to pick up the pieces, whether it's the players, the assistant coaches' families. But for Michigan, the one thing that you can feel good about going forward is that you landed with a tremendous head coach with a track record of winning, and Kyle Whittingham, who's going to be the next head coach at Michigan.
Kyle Whittingham has a very impressive resume in his briefcase. Recently hired as the head coach on the day after Christmas by the University of Michigan. Former Pac-12 Coach of the Year, Roddy, as well.
He was. Long time at Utah as an assistant. After Urban Meyer goes to Florida, he takes over as the head man at Utah. 2 Pac-12 conference titles, never having the most talented team in the Pac-12. He's going to bring a toughness, a discipline, and a love of players and a program that Michigan is certainly going to benefit from.
He's been busy visiting with all the players and staff members on the team. Biff Poggi is the guy in control today. Here's how he addressed his team a moment ago.
Freddie, what is this? Is this a game?
The game.
Or is it a reckoning?
Reckoning.
What is it? You've had too many hits to the head. It is a reckoning, okay? Just like when we went to Nebraska, right? Well, look now. Listen, to us, to men like us, damn few. I love you guys. Bring the juice out there. Are we ready to roll?
Yeah, we're walking in 90, guys. All right. Walking in 90. Captain's up.
To a player, they have talked about redeeming the season with a great performance today. Michigan has. Meanwhile, let's flip the page, talk about Texas. Okay, so they come in preseason #1 with a Heisman Trophy candidate and end up at 9-3. Let's take some inventory, Roddy.
Yeah, the preseason #1 poll was a lot because of Arch Manning. They had a lot to replace off of last year's team, though. Season bottomed out on them a little bit after against Florida. And after that Florida loss, they go on a 4-game win streak with wins over Oklahoma and Vanderbilt that got them feeling a lot better. They end the season with the win over Texas A&M. So 9-3 with 2 wins over rivals would normally feel very good. For Texas, a team with back-to-back college football playoff semifinal appearances, feels a little empty, but Arch Manning's improvement over the course of the season has been a big reason that they were so much better the back half of the year. This is a clip against Florida. He's staring down a receiver, and there was a lot of talk early in the year about his fundamentals, his base, and the way he was throwing the football. He sails this one, and it ends up being intercepted. I think a lot of the improvement came with confidence and comfort. They got better around him on the offensive line and receivers, and you saw plays like this against A&M. Scrambles out of the pocket, has an opportunity to run, but lofts it in the back of the end zone. Confidence in his receiver, Ryan Wingo, to go and get it. This is a young unit that has improved together with Arch Manning at the helm.
Well, Michigan won the toss, deferring to the second half. Texas will receive the football first. This Longhorn squad, to a man, feels that they should be in the college football playoff, and we would expect to see that type of motivation manifesting itself on the field today. Michael Terry and Ryan Niblett back deep. They watch it go over their heads collectively. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 25. Let's go downstairs to Alyssa Lang.
Thanks, Mark. No shortage of motivation for either of these squads as they get ready to do battle here for Michigan. After everything that's happened over the last couple of weeks, players tell me it's a chance to show that their brotherhood hasn't been fractured. Biff Poggi told us that he reminded his guys, why did you fall in love with the game of football? That's the way I want you to play. And Mark, you alluded to it. This is a Texas team with a chip on their shoulder. They thought they were one of the 12 best. They know people are going to be watching them with a fine-tooth comb. They want to show what they're made of.
Under the microscope, Alyssa, on the screen pass on 1st and 10. It's complete. Andrews makes the catch, a gain of 1 yard on the play. Brought down by Jimmy Rolder, one of the leaders defensively. Michigan missing 2 of its better rush ends in this game. 2nd down and 9. Manning gets it out quickly. Complete to Mosley. And he's brought down immediately by Hill.
Both coaches have talked this week, both staffs, about this being a game where you're going to have to kind of feel things out early on. Michigan with a lot of turnover on their coaching staff, Texas on their defensive coaching staff as well, but a couple of quick throws to try and get Arch comfortable early.
3rd and 10. Little pressure coming on Manning. They didn't get to him, and he makes them pay with the conversion out at the 45. Ryan Wingo, the leading receiver for the Longhorns, moves the chains out near midfield with a 22-yard gain.
Arch does a really nice job just looking this way, and you're going to see Wingo come on a little dig across the middle. It's a nice blitz pickup up the middle by Christian Clark. And Arch Manning delivers a really nice pass over the middle to convert on 3rd down.
Entries in motion into the boundary. Manning with a clean pocket, incomplete near midfield. Intended for Dalen McCutcheon. Sarkisian, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, has held things together for his squad, despite the fact that they have a total of 9 players, starters, who have opted out.
They do, and a lot of those opt-outs are because of training for the NFL draft, particularly on defense, although the running back position for Texas really thin today.
See how impactful that is as they put it on the ground, keep it on the ground for the first time. That's Christian Clark. Well, that tells me they've got a pretty deep running room, Roddy.
Well, look, if there's one thing Texas does well, it's recruit. And they were really excited to get Christian Clark some run today. With Trey Wisener, their leading rusher, out, it's Clark's opportunity as a redshirt freshman to take the bulk of the carries, and they think he is really talented.
We're excited to see him operate today. Manning using his legs to find a lane to pass it to Andrews. And they're going to spot it a little bit short, it looks like, of the 1st down. Gain of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1 coming up. Opening drive of the ball game for the Longhorns. Mosley split wide to the bottom of your screen. They're going to hand it off. Nowhere to go that time for Christian Clark. Trey Williams made the tackle.
Really nice job by Trey Williams, who's right in the middle of your screen. You're just going to see him blow up the center into the backfield. It's actually the right guard that gets blown up right in the lap of Christian Clark. And the big 320-pound transfer from Clemson gets a negative play to set up another third down for Arch Manning and this crew.
On 3rd and 4, Manning incomplete at the 20-yard line. So 4th and 4 coming up, intended for Ryan Wingo, his favorite target for most of the season. And in comes the field goal unit, led by Mason Shipley, who's been one of the most dependable place kickers in the nation this year.
It's been a little bit windy, at least in the pregame it was leading up, and the wind was kind of swirling, going in different directions. And talking to both special teams coordinators, they thought the wind would play a factor in the kicking game today.
There's a look at the flagpole, and Mason Shipley going to try this one from 43 yards away. Boy, he bent that like Beckham right inside that right upright. Started off, looked like it was headed right a little bit, and knocks it home to make it a 3-0 lead for the Longhorns. Now 19 of 23 on the season. He was a Rosa watch list finalist. And Texas out to an early lead.
Just snuck inside of that left upright, but a good positive drive for Texas to start. Able to get an explosive run. Arch Manning completed a couple of passes. I think you can see, though, with the short passes early on, Texas was looking to figure out exactly how Michigan was going to play them defensively. And next up, we'll get a look at that young man, the talented true freshman, Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, threw for over 2,200 yards on the season. 9 touchdown passes as well. Just underway here in Orlando. A 9-play, 50-yard drive to open the game for Texas, using a little under 3 minutes on the clock. Capped with a 43-yard field goal. And this is the third meeting between these two schools. Marsh back deep. Got some company from the 8-yard line. Out to the 25. They'll be 1st and 10 from there for Bryce Underwood. Completed 61% of his passes on the season. Threw for 9 touchdown passes against 6 interceptions. But midway through the season, he really kind of started to see the game slow down for him. And they said that, in their own words, Roddy, they were going to turn him loose today. I want to see what that looks like.
I am fascinated to see what that looks like. There was some excitement about putting the ball more in the hands of Bryce Underwood to throw and be successful in this game. We'll see if they stand by it now that we're really going.
The motion out of the backfield, pass over the middle, complete at the 30-yard line. Andrew Marsh tripped up about 2 yards shy of the first down. Marsh wearing number 3 today. He's changed his number from 4, picked up 9. Down and short.
That's the other part of what's going to happen. They're going to get the ball in their hands of their playmakers. Andrew Marsh on the outside, Donovan McCulley as well.
2 receivers out to the top of your screen. Klein in motion. Underwood pulls it complete. And down into Texas territory is McCulley, the other receiver you mentioned a moment ago. 1st down, Michigan.
And the thing that you're going to see is just the arm talent that Bryce Underwood has. He's rolling to his left, throws it sidearm going that way, and it's still an absolute dart.
Underwood in the middle of the field, overshot his receiver. Incomplete at the 27-yard line, trying to find Marsh again. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And I think in the offseason, one of the things that is going to be worked on, but you see it there, is it's really special, is the delivery of Bryce Underwood. The ability to throw from multiple arm angles, sometimes unnecessarily. Like the last play, the ball was a little high over the middle. If you're able to get on top of that ball, you can drive it over the middle of the field. But on the rollout, man, it is special when he whips it.
He certainly looks the part. And we're going to have this play blown dead before they get it up.
False start on the offense. All plays but the center. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
They're going to move this back a little bit. Offensive coordinator Steve Kasula told me that the last text message he sent to Bryce Underwood said, "Merry Christmas, enjoy your family. We're going to score 40 points on Wednesday."
Thank you.
Okay.
They were very adamant that there was going to be a change in demeanor with this offense, and they were going to cut it loose and let Bryce Underwood really show his talent.
Clean pocket, checks it down underneath. Coastal is brought down right around that first down marker. 10:50 to go in the opening quarter. Cade Phillips making the tackle. There's a look at the new head coach, Kyle Whittingham, erstwhile of Utah. Former linebacker at the school, former conference coach of the year in the Pac-12. He's already been extremely busy, and he'll be joining us in the third quarter for a little chat. 3rd and 18 coming up. Play clock at 5. Underwood dropped the snap, and the play implodes back at the 35. Colin Simmons, who they know where he is every single play. He's at the top of the scouting report.
He has to be. He is one of the best pass rushers in the entire country. And just an inside move on the right tackle, Brady Norton. Brady Norton, who is normally a guard, playing that right tackle spot because the right tackle, Andrew Sprague, is out with an injury. And Colin Simmons takes advantage of the replacement right tackle with an inside move in his first sack of the day.
His 12th of the season. Niblick back deep for Texas. He's a dangerous punt returner. He's returned a couple this year. Might have an opportunity, but he's stopped up at about the 22-yard line. Well, one of the enduring symbols of college football. You got to see Bevo up close. It's a life-changing experience. Back after this. But he's drooling. You know what he's drooling for? Some Cheez-Its.
Yes, he is.
Some of the barbecue ones. I had some of the barbecue ones earlier.
I'm an extra toasty guy, personally.
Okay.
I like the extra toasty.
Yeah, that's why he's drooling. Somebody got to wipe Bevo up a little bit. His Horns with the football on their second possession of the afternoon. Manning with the play fake. And they almost get to him. Flings it out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10, but good heat by Rayshawn Benny, the defensive tackle. And there's a look at the guy calling the plays defensively, Wink Martindale.
Longtime NFL defensive coordinator who was great when we met with him yesterday, talking about not only his defense, but his matchups with Steve Sarkisian over the years, going back to the NFL days.
Little receiver screen, complete, and about an 8-yard gain by Ryan Wingo on the play. One of the storylines, Waddy, coming into the ball game with Michigan under Martindale having a top 5 blitz rate is how does Texas handle whatever pressure they put on?
It's an offensive line that is needed to grow over the course of the season, and they have for the most part. But dealing with that sort of pressure, it's kind of the approach that Texas A&M took against Texas a lot, just trying to heat up Arch, make him make quick decisions. But Arch Manning's legs were huge in that game in the scrambling.
Always an X factor. He's going to hand it off on 3rd and short, and they get stopped. Nick Townsend leading that impregnable front for Michigan on this sequence. And it's 4th down, Longhorns.
Right in the middle. Or he's actually on the other side. Both guys getting through. Damon Payne on the backside, Rayshawn Benny as well. It's just the physicality up front from this defensive line was evident there. Especially in the interior, these defensive tackles, Trey Pierce, Rayshawn Benny, Eno Etta, Damon Payne, have been excellent all year long.
Homeister back to punt for Texas. Perched at his own 16. It hit a Texas player right there at about the 25. It'll be downed at about the 25-yard line on that 47-yard punt. Well, the Michigan defense missing 2 key players on that defensive line, playing well early in this ball game. Back after this. Against the Wolverines.
Mark, I had a chance to catch up with the great people of Cheez-It last night. They said the people demanded the return of Prince Chedward. Demanded it, and he has returned to take his place on the throne. We are just lucky to be witnesses.
It's the people's choice. 3-0 Texas with an early lead. Nice one between the tackles that time by Kuzdal. Let's go downstairs to Alyssa.
Yeah, guys, we've talked a lot about how these rosters look very different. Well, of course, the coaching staffs do as well. Michigan lost 5 coaches on offense in 14 days. So enter Max Bredesen, who is a tight end on this team this year, but he's injured right now. His foot's in a boot. He's on one of those wheelies, which he says he hates. He is actually in charge of subbing the tight ends in and out during this game today. I've been watching him with the headset on the sidelines with the iPad, coaching up this group. I don't know. I think he might be a coach one day, guys.
Hey, Alyssa, he might pull another check. As good as he's doing. They're going to pick up the first down. Kuzdal again with a nice hole on that left side. Kobe Black finally making the tackle. An 11-yard gain by the Wolverines.
There's Max Bredesen, who felt like he would give anything to play. But how about this hole? You get Kuzdal in the hole with the one-on-one with the linebacker. He's able to make a miss and get up the field.
Kuzdal again picking up about 3 yards. On the season, he ran for 244 yards, averaging 4.4 per carry. Rod Watson making the tackle on the play. Another handoff. They keep it on the ground again. Kuzdal nowhere to go. Going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. A little bit of a contrast with him and Marshall and some of the other running backs. He has elite foot speed, in the words of the Michigan Wolverine coaching staff.
He certainly does. But defensively for Texas, Mark, the thing to watch, they've got 6 starters out on this defense who have opted out. One guy who has not opted out is Colin Simmons. We saw him with a sack earlier in the game. He's up here to the top of your screen, the excellent edge rusher for Texas.
His why is a really compelling story. Underwood going to be brought down shy of midfield. There's a flag down on the gain of about 2. Let's see what this flag is all about. Under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. May have a face mask here, Roddy.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 29. 15-yard penalty automatic, first down.
It's going to go against Littleton. And a first down for the Wolverines. They'll take it.
Well, it ends up being a pressure from the secondary. Littleton, the nickel, ends up blitzing, and he does a nice job of taking on the block of the running back, get a hand on Bryce Underwood. That hand is just a little too high. Grab the face mask, and it gives Michigan a first down.
Underwood, a quarterback, trying to become just the 2nd true freshman to win 10 games in school history. Chad Henne, the other one. Morgan looking for the double pass. Downfield, incomplete. At the 18-yard line, tried to find Klein. Steve Kasula dipping into his bag a little bit. Harmlessly so. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Good job by Texas of being aware and not losing eye discipline, covering it down the field. Samaj Morton's thrown passes this year, so that obviously on the game plan for Texas, but a group that is missing a ton of production does a nice job against the trick play.
A quad of receivers out to the top of your screen on 2nd and 10. Underwood couldn't get loose and is going to be sacked back at the 46-yard line. He'll lose a bunch of yards on that play. Elijah Barnes, the first one to get there.
That's the young quarterback mistake. Should have thrown that ball away, but here are the notable absences for Texas. You see the defensive ones down here. I mean, all of those guys played significant minutes for this Texas defense at the linebacker, defensive back position, and in the defensive front. Running back also the place where they were hit hard, but they were excited to see some of these young guys take their first big-time snaps.
Underwood gets it out quickly this time, complete to Morgan again. Morgan with a nice move, lunging forward to about the 33. And it was Klein, who he tried to hit with a pass a moment ago, that threw him a great block. But still, 4th down coming up, and in comes the field goal unit on that 9-yard gain.
And the sack, again, you go back to that. If Bryce Underwood throws that ball away, it's a much more manageable 3rd down. And with the gain that they got, they would have been close to picking it up, but fortunately takes the sack. And Texas is able to get off the field on 3rd down.
Dominic Zapata going to attempt this one, Ronnie, from 53 yards out. His career long is 56. Looks like he's got enough. Knocks it through. But we have a flag down on the field. Let's wait and see if this stands or not. It's going to go against the defense.
Offside on the defense. That penalty's declined. Michigan will take the result of the play. The field goal is good. Timeout on the field.
From 53 yards out, Michigan ties the game at 3 apiece with 4:01 to go in the opening quarter. For his career, Zapata is now 11 of 13 from 50 yards out. We're going to take a short break. And Texas with a couple of dangerous kick returners on the JOB. Michael Terry and Ryan Nibley. Both these teams 9-3 coming in. Texas looking for its 3rd consecutive 10-win season. Nibley going to bring it out. Ball came out on the ground. Michigan says they have it, and they do. The first big break of the ball game, Ronnie.
What a big hit down the field by that Michigan kickoff team. Texas had only fumbled the ball 6 times all season and only lost 1 all year long. But these are the things that coaches worry about with the time off that they've had. And Texas is not a team that has had multiple years of this. But obviously, the Michigan players loving it. They got to flash the horns down every time.
Cole Sullivan, it appeared, with the big hit to jar that ball loose. See if Bryce Underwood takes a shot here right after the turnover. Working out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Incomplete down the sidelines, intended for Marlon Klein. Well, 4 great games coming up. Tonight, Miami squaring off against Ohio State. Goodyear Cotton Bowl 7:30. Oregon, Texas Tech in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Rose Bowl presented by Prudential has Alabama, Indiana, and then Ole Miss, Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Talk about pro players all over the field. You're going to see that tonight in the Cotton Bowl. Man, that Ohio State defense, 4 projected first-rounders in this year's NFL draft.
On the handoff, Gusdel brought down by Barnes on the play. A 4-yard gain, setting up a 3rd down and 6. Nibley trying to shake off that fumble. Been good for them all year in the return game.
Texas showed blitz off that edge, but Colin Simmons lined up to the top of your screen. Most dangerous pass rusher for Texas.
He's the best pass rusher they've faced all year. Into the end zone. Incomplete. Kendrick Bell couldn't stay in bounds. It'll be 4th down and 6. Inches away from a score here.
Throw just takes him a little bit out of bounds, a little bit too far. That knee comes down out of bounds. The question is,
the foot.
Is the foot down? I don't know.
They're going to take a look at this.
I think it's the shin that hits down on the ground, and the shin is on the line. Yeah, that's an incomplete pass, I think.
Let's go to Matt Austin. Matt, our rules analyst, what do you think here?
This is as close as you can get. Honestly, he's got firm control of the ball. He survives the ground. I think his right toe touches down just before the shin and the knee.
Wow.
I mean, it's within a split second, but it's there in my opinion.
So if the toe touches before the shin and the knee, it would be considered a touchdown?
Yes, absolutely. There's no heel toe or anything like that when it comes to the leg. It's the toes down, it's a touchdown.
Michigan certainly hopeful that's going to be the verdict.
No doubt.
Well, what an effort there by Kendrick Bell.
The coaching point for Bryce Underwood is that the ball didn't have to be that far out of bounds, and that's part of the fundamentals that he'll grow with. There's arm talent is obvious, but what a play by Kendrick Bell going back and snagging that. If he is able to get this toe down a split second before the shin hits, that is quite the catch.
Bell, the junior out of Kansas City, one more look at it, reaching back.
Man, that is tight. But the defender is kind of underneath. If he leads him to the back corner of the end zone, then you avoid this. But I mean, clearly there's firm control. The only question is, does that toe hit before the shin? Matt is convinced. I'm not as convinced.
I'm with Matt.
Are you with Matt?
I think the toe hit.
You guys have been teaming up on me. You guys have been ganging up on me lately.
Matt, I think the toe hit before the shin.
I do too. I think this should be a touchdown.
I did have a wise rule analyst earlier this year say, if you think it's a touchdown, that's one thing. Is it clear and obvious, Matt? Is it indisputable?
Are you trying to use Matt's words against him?
As far as I'm concerned, the toe touching first, yes, is clear and obvious.
Man, I think I'm with you. If you roll it back like 2 frames.
After further review, number 10 has possession of the football with a foot in the end zone.
Touchdown, Michigan. Thank you, Matt Austin. I never doubt Matt Austin.
Neither do I.
Never.
Right? I always knew Matt was right.
Boy, what an effort by Bryce Underwood and Kendrick Bell to just barely stay in bounds. And for Underwood, that's his 10th touchdown pass of the season. Michigan leading 10-3. With a little over 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Biff Poggi said that he wanted to see his quarterback Underwood turn it loose. He talked about loving on these players, considering the maelstrom that they've been through in the aftermath of the firing of their previous head coach, Sharon Moore.
And this was on the kickoff return. The fumble by Ryan Niblett, only the 2nd fumble all year long that Texas has lost. And then this, the back shoulder to the pylon, and the incredible catch by Kendrick Bell, getting the toe down just before the shin hits out of bounds. And now Niblett will look to atone for his mistake. He is always dangerous, and they give him the green light to take it out of the end zone if he wants.
Well, Niblett has a couple of returns for touchdowns against Oklahoma and Mississippi State. Punt returns. He'll watch this one go out of the back of the end zone. And Arch Manning will take over 1st down and 10 from his own 25-yard line. In the words of the offensive staff, and in his own words, actually, Arch Manning says, I stopped chasing plays and letting the game come to me midway through the season. He developed much deeper chemistry as well with Ryan Wingo. That helped lead to Manning's resurgence as well. In addition to Parker Livingstone, his roommate, number 13, one of the receivers out there. Manning underneath to the tight end, Nick Townsend. And Townsend with a nice gain for Texas. picked up about 7. Let's go down to Alyssa.
Yeah, Mark, you were talking about the maturation of Arch Manning, and I thought something else that was interesting that Steve Sarkisian told us yesterday. He wanted to prove it on the field before he stepped up to try to be a vocal leader on this team. You hear him louder on the sidelines now as his play has gotten better and better, and it's all kind of wrapped into one.
All right, Alyssa, and he gets it out quickly for the first down to Parker Livingstone, the I was mentioning a moment ago, who's his roommate.
The other thing that's happened with this Texas offense is they've grown around him and started to play better. They had to replace 4 offensive linemen coming into this year, 3 of them off to the NFL, and Jake Majors had been the starting center for what felt like 2 presidential administrations. They lost 2 NFL receivers as well, and a tight end. So there was a lot of new, and everybody was learning together, and I think the pressure, once they just started letting the game come to them, was released.
Nice run between the tackles that time by Christian Clark, and you could almost argue that they are now coming off their best game of the season, that win against Texas A&M back on November the 28th, defeating the Aggies 27-17. 6-yard gain on the previous play, 2nd down and 4. Under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. From the 42. On the draw, it's Clark. Found just enough space to move the chains again. Christian Clark brought down by Jordan Young.
It's a really nice job by the left side of that offensive line. Cole Hudson and Trevor Gooseby, left guard and tackle, getting a ton of push and giving Christian Clark a lane to run through. Clark's done a nice job in this first quarter running the ball.
This is a day of opportunity for players on both teams. Manning just got rid of it in time, and incomplete, intended for Livingstone. Livingston couldn't quite come up with it.
It's a really nice job by the middle linebacker, Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, who just sees a gap and puts pressure on Arch Manning. If he doesn't do that, then Arch has an opportunity to really set his feet and put that right on Parker Livingston. But Livingston had a chance. Under pressure, Manning puts it where he can get it. Parker Livingston just not able to come up with it.
On the receiver screen, this is Mosley down the sideline, 1st down, pushed out at about the 32. Good block by Andrews. And the Longhorns on the move, and with that completion, Arch Manning has gone over 3,000 yards for the season. 1st and 10 with under a minute to go. Big shoes to fill. His uncle Peyton played in this game, put up almost 400 yards for Tennessee back in the day. That's going to be a 2-yard gain for Christian Clark. Brandt making the tackle for Michigan.
Did you do that game, Peyton?
Yes, I did.
Sure did.
Yes, I did. Against Northwestern. Remember it like yesterday.
Can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. I'm impressed.
2nd down and 9. Gorgeous day for college football. Arch Manning with a clean pocket, and is brought down at about the 27 as he tried to take off. Cole Sullivan limiting that gain to 3. Manning, a very prolific runner when he chooses to do so. And that's going to be the last play of the opening quarter. 15 minutes in the books here in Orlando at the 80th edition of the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. The Big Ten against the SEC, with Michigan leading by a touchdown when we come back.
Hit 100, but would they be mad if they only had 99 and we had one?
Or 98. One each. Oh, I'm sorry, 97. One for Alyssa on the sidelines.
Who's
team
counting?
player.
A team player.
Yeah, if I disappear for a few minutes, you didn't see where I went.
Gotcha.
Defense number 4, causing offense to react. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
It's frustrating for Michigan. You're coming out of the quarter break. You've talked to your defense about what you're going to execute on 3rd down, and then you jump offside. If Poggi, now his defense is going to be in a 3rd and short situation where Texas, the run game now comes back into it, both with the traditional run game, Michael Terry in the backfield, or Arch Manning.
Wingo split wide to the top of your screen, now in motion. They keep it between the tackles. Terry, short gain on the play, maybe a foot, sets up 4th down and short.
And again, it's the defensive tackles of Michigan making that. Line up Trey Pierce right there in the middle, and he was able to really hold his ground and not let Texas push him off at all. And now Texas.
You like them going for it here?
Going for it on 4th down. Yeah, it's a bowl game. Let's go.
Scared money don't make no money. Manning going to do it himself. Picks up the 1st down and then some. Still on his feet. Manning to the 3. Got a great block out in front from Townsend, and it's 1st and goal, Texas.
There's a lot going on here. So Jack Indry's the tight end. He's going to line up right behind the center, and the snap is going to go all the way to Arch Manning. And then a couple of blocks on the outside, and Manning's able to get around. But how about the talent of Connor Roberts in the center, snapping it between the legs of the tight end, who's lined up like he's going to take a snap and sneak the ball. And then Arch Manning around the corner.
Have not seen that one. Love the selection. They run it into the boundary. Touchdown, Clark. Texas with a response and a touchdown. So they convert on the 4th down in a big way with Arch Manning. Then Christian Clark takes it from there to cap an 11-play, 75-yard drive using 4:32 on the clock. The Longhorns tie this game at 10 apiece. Both these teams showing heightened levels of motivation when faced with a great opportunity. High fives all around. On Bowl Mania on ABC. Here from the jewel of Central Florida, Orlando. Beautiful day for college football. New Year's Eve. These teams trying to close the books on 2025 on a positive note. Kick comes down to the 20, where it's fielded by the Wolverines. And they'll start from about the 31-yard line, courtesy of Jacob Washington. Well, Bowl Mania wraps up Friday on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Rice and Texas State square off in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl at 1 Eastern. Then Navy takes on Cincinnati in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and we'll finish up the night with Wake Forest and Mississippi State in the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Ryan Newberry, Navy's done a really nice job this year with that team. That team was tied for the lead in the American. Tiebreakers had them miss the game, but then they go and they win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Now looking to finish with a win over a Power 5 school in Cincinnati. So I'm interested to see how they finished. They've had a great year.
1st and 10 from the 31 for Bryce Underwood, the true freshman quarterback, 6'4" freshman out of Detroit. Klein motions out. Underwood on a predetermined quarterback run picks up the 1st down, a gain of about 11 on the play. Roddy, what do you make of the way that he's performed so far with 15 minutes in the book?
Oh, he's done a pretty nice job. I mean, 5 of 7, 54 yards and a touchdown. Excellent catch by Kendrick Bell. We've seen him move a little bit. We've seen a freshman mistake, took a sack that he probably shouldn't have, but all in all, they put the ball much more in his hands, and he has responded well to it.
Michigan trying to become the 33rd team at the school to win 10 games in a season. Underwood hands it off. Custel picks up about 3 on the play.
Big thing today, Mark, as well, is Jordan Marshall, who had been the starting running back after Justice Haynes went down. Both of those guys not playing today, so Bryson Cusdall getting the bulk of the carries. Jordan Marshall had done an excellent job. Ended up being 2nd team All Big Ten, 932 yards rushing on the season. That after Justice Haynes put up 857 early in the year.
Doesn't look like Marshall's going to go today. Underwood down the middle of the field, incomplete for Klein. Klein may have jumped a little bit early. Not sure what happened there, but had he not jumped early, Roddy, it looked like he might have made that catch.
Yeah, he might have. you just get him up the seam, and I think he misjudged it just slightly.
Is he looking into the sun?
I was going to say, the sun is also setting that way, so that might have played into it too. A lot of factors there. That looked awkward.
Underwood put it on target, though. He's 5 of 8. Looking at 3rd down and 7 to go. They've got to get to the Texas 48. Underwood time, pulls, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Goes right back to Klein and finds a little redemption. They move the chains. It'll be 1st down and 10. Let's take one look at the sun. So it's on the other side of the stadium. Not sure that it would have been a factor there, Roddy.
Probably not, but nonetheless, it ends up not hurting him because Bryce Underwood able to convert on that 3rd down, going back to his tight end. It's a really nice job of Underwood staying poised in the pocket and working his progressions to find Marlon Klein.
On an unseasonably cool day, albeit sunny here in Orlando. Underwood going to take off with it. Is brought down at about the 37, just a little bit shy of the 1st down marker.
There's a shot of Max Bredesen, the starting fullback for this Michigan team. Unfortunately injured late in the season. But as Alyssa said early on, subbing the tight ends today. They're putting him to work.
And he told us about some of the stuff that he's heard on that headset. I'm not sure that we want to put it all out there. Here's Underwood still on his feet. One guy to beat. Underwood tiptoes. Couldn't hit the pylon, but it'll be 1st and goal, Michigan. Grayson Littleton saved a touchdown for Texas.
So they're reading the in-man on the line of scrimmage, Colin Simmons, and as soon as he goes down, Bryce Underwood goes right around him, and he's got a lead blocker out in front because of the split flow. You get Zach Marshall out front, and Bryce Underwood really showing off this drive with the throws that he's made, working through the progressions, and then a couple of big runs, the full skill set on display for the talented young freshman.
Picked up 33 right there. 1st and goal from the 4. Puzzle in the backfield. Underwood pulls complete. It's caught. Touchdown, Marsh. Andrew Marth with his 4th touchdown catch of the season. Changed his number for the game. Skill set remains the same. 7 plays, 69 yards. Using up about 3.5 minutes on the clock. And Michigan answers the Texas touchdown with a score of its own. And they lead by 7.
How about Andrew Marsh making a man miss, able to get in the end zone. And anytime you get in the end zone, we're partying.
Connor Robertson was swarmed by Kyle Flood and the rest of his offensive line. They said, you're part of the club now. Candidly, I don't know if the club is snapping it under the legs of your tight end, which leads to a touchdown or what, but I'm going to try to find that out.
Okay. Alyssa Niblett on the kickoff return. Brings it out beyond the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. I asked a moment ago about Underwood. Tell me what your thoughts are on Arch Manning here at the start of the 2nd quarter.
I thought he's managed it well as well so far. He's kept the ball out of harm's way. He's thrown some nice passes. The thing is, for both of these teams, it feels like it's going to be one of those games where you're going to have to score more often than not. The way Bryce Underwood's playing on the other side, so they just got to continue on with what they did on the last drive. Getting the ball out of the perimeter of the playmakers and using Arch Manning's legs some.
Manning on the play fake, rolls out and pulls. Pass is completed, the 30 to Mosley. Remember, Texas without Wisner, who ran for 155 yards in their previous game, the win against Texas A&M. But Christian Clark helping to help out on that running game. Here he is on cue over the left side. picks up the first down at about the 40-yard line. TJ Metcalf making the tackle on the play.
That left side of the offensive line on that mid-zone play has done a really nice job of creating lanes for Christian Clark to be able to run through.
Here's Manning back to pass. Was looking downfield. There's a flag down on the play. Manning sprinting into the open space, pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Let's see if this stands, though. There's a flag all the way back at the 33-yard line.
Holding offense number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Folks, if this is your first time watching Arch Manning, do not be surprised by his ability to run the football very well. He has wonderful speed and has proven to hurt many a defense using his legs, just like he did there.
The kid can scoot.
Yep.
I mean, he can flat out pick him up and put him down when he gets in the open field. Fortunately, a little bit of a grab by the right tackle, right guard, DJ Campbell. I thought Arch Manning had a chance to take a shot down the field, but opted for the run.
Throws it this time. It's caught at the 40. Good grab by Mosley, who was fighting off Zeke Berry on the play. Gets back some of that yardage, 15-yard gain, under 9 minutes to go in the half.
Part of the offensive growth this year as well has been Emmett Mosley working himself back into this offense. The transfer from Stanford that got in after the spring but was banged up in camp, didn't play until week 5. He's only a sophomore as well, same as Ryan Wingo, same as Arch Manning. So this group has really grown, and you can see the talent that Mosley has with a strong hand.
Got some good young receivers on the slant, incomplete. Intended for Wingo. Setting up a 3rd down and 5.
I thought Arch Manning got a little too cute with that delivery, although those Mickey Mouse ears were very cute. Got a little too cute with that delivery, trying to go sidearm to get it to Wingo. It kind of sailed on him, fluttered a little bit, setting up this 3rd and long. Question is, does Wink Martindale, the defensive coordinator for Michigan, bring pressure? A lot of guys around the line of scrimmage.
Texas with a bunch formation at the top of the screen. Wingo, their leading receiver, at the top of it. 3rd and 5. Play clock at 2. They won't get it off in time. Did they get a timeout or not?
Delayed game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They'll move it back.
You could see pre-snap Arch Manning trying to communicate with the offensive line. The center, Connor Robertson, making some late adjustments as well. Robertson once wanted to slide one way. Arch was directing him the other, and it cost him on the delay of game.
3 penalties for 30 yards against the Longhorns. 3rd down and 10. They got to get to midfield. Manning looking, surveying, connecting, caught. Who else? Ryan Wingo moving the chains, and we got a flag down again. Michigan players clapping, thinking it's against the Longhorns.
Okay. Holding defense number 23. That penalty's declined. Offense will take the result of the play. First down.
Play's going to stand. Penalty against Cole Sullivan.
It ends up being man-to-man coverage on the back end with the safety down the middle. You can see the grab happen in the slot against Emmett Mosley, but Ryan Wingo comes on the dig right behind it, and Arch Manning, an off-platform throw down the field on the money to his #1 receiver for a big 3rd down conversion.
Wingo in motion. Manning looks his way, goes downfield, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Dalen McCutcheon. The 2nd down and 10. That hit him right in the hand. Maybe this one was impacted by the sun.
I don't know, Mark. Maybe, but that is a throw by Arch Manning. I mean, the way he's looking back, I don't think the sun affects that one at all. Maybe late.
Okay.
But he's looking back towards, away from where the sun is, where that ball is thrown. You can see where the shadows are. I don't think it impacted. That's a really good throw by Arch Manning.
Going to keep it on the ground this time. Christian Clark bottled up after a gain of about 3, and another flag thrown. Iwuna making the tackle on the play for Michigan, a 3-yard pickup. Under 8 minutes to go.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 92.
That's against Ikaluna.
First down.
And for bringing Matt Austin to make sure that I'm on the right track. But if you grab any opening in the helmet and pull it, that counts as a face mask. So even though he doesn't grab the front, that's why it gets called. Have I been listening correctly, Matt? Did I get that one right?
Yes, you have. You've been paying attention well. You're a good student.
Only taken all semester to get there.
Yeah, we all had to stay late after school sometimes, Roddy. First down and 10. Manning into the end zone. Touchdown. Andrews with the grab.
So it's just a really nice job. It's going to be a switch release going with the injuries going outside and then working back in, and Livingstone working out. The safeties end up splitting, and there's just a ton of space in the middle of the field for Arch Manning, who sees it and delivers it to his tight end. It's a really good read by Manning, not taking off, seeing it down the field and scoring.
That was his 25th touchdown pass of the season. And for injuries, his third touchdown catch of the year, and we are knotted again. This time it's 17. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to celebrate yourself and your teammates. Job well done. Back after this. From the Coleman Coliseum on ESPN and the ESPN app. Pushing to get the football. First down and 10, and Manning has been on point, Roddy.
He certainly has. So far in this game, he's 12 for 18 for 134 yards and a touchdown, but his work on third down has been tremendous. He sees Ryan Wingo cutting across the field, delivers the ball accurately for a big conversion on a 3rd and long. He had the 4th down conversion as well. They snapped the ball in between Jack Indry's legs. Arch Manning goes around the left side to convert. That ended in a touchdown, and this on the last drive, off platform, pressure in his face, fading away, able to deliver to big number 1. Arch Manning's off to a really nice start. Both of these quarterbacks are. We've got quite the quarterback duel going on.
First down and 10 from the 25 for Bryce Underwood. Rolls right, pulls incomplete. Okay.
That one might have been the Sun. I'll give the Sun that one.
You got me on that one. Okay. I mean, that was right into it. You might need some Ray-Bans. McCulley couldn't squeeze that. As you look back for the pass, there's a look at the respective numbers on the two quarterbacks.
The other thing that both have done is they've made timely plays with their feet. It's something that's certainly a part of both guys' games.
They're going to hand it off this time. Custel is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 22 by Ty-Anthony Smith. Look at the reaction here of the players on the field. Yeah, January saying, yeah, that thing's bright, isn't it?
He's trying to get in his head. Every time the ball goes up, the sun's going to be in your eyes. Certainly did affect it, but this is a big down, 3rd and 13. First off, for Michigan, you got to block, you got to protect, you got to find Colin Simmons. And then for Bryce Underwood, take care of the football.
Now keep an eye on number 1 in burnt orange. One of the best pass rushers in the league, and that pass incomplete at the 31. Harmlessly so. Good pressure up front by Smith for Texas. It'll be 4th and long for Michigan. They'll have to punt.
Ty-Anthony Smith, the linebacker, right up the middle against Bryson Cusdall, the running back, was able to get in the grill of Bryce Underwood, and not quite on the same page as his receiver, so Arch Manning in Texas will get the ball back.
Hollenbeck with the second punt of the afternoon. Ryan Niblett perched at his own 40-yard line. Niblett with a couple of punt returns for touchdowns. Pressure. Wow, they almost got to it. Niblett fields it at the 34. found a crease up the right side. Nimbly steps out of bounds at the 43. But a nice return and a couple of flags late on the play. Let's see if this holds up after the 43-yard punt and 23-yard return. That's the punter for Michigan, Zavada. Pardon me, Holland.
Personal foul, legal blindside block. Receiving team number 6. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Hudson Hollenbeck slow to get up, and several players being attended to down the field.
Yeah, the illegal blindside block happens right in the middle, but then there's another collision with the punter and another player on the punt team for Michigan, who ends up inadvertently hitting Kobe Black, which
they went down like dominoes.
Yes, they did. And that important, Kobe Black having to start at corner today because 2 starting corners for Texas, Malik Muhammad and Jalen Gilbo, both opting out of the game. So Texas pretty thin at the corner position.
With Christian Clark in the backfield, first down and 10, Texas. Manning gets it out quickly, complete on the edge. That's Mosley, the 5th. Picks up a first down. Sometimes you can't just be a spectator, right? Once a coach, always a coach. And Coach Kyle Whittingham, who's going to take over at Michigan after today, amongst the spectators here. We'll speak with him in the third.
I cannot wait to ask him, what is it like watching this game, knowing that you're going to take this team over? You're certainly evaluating the guys on the field, because obviously roster turnover is going to happen, and the portal's about to open.
Roster retention, too.
Roster retention certainly needs to happen. Maybe the most important thing.
From the 48. Manning almost picked off. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage by Damon Payne. He's letting everybody know right there. Good play to get those hands up.
Damon Payne was like a cat. Got past the center so quick and was right in front of Arch Manning.
Let's go to Lissa for more.
Well, Texas is driving towards that sunny side of the field that y'all have been arguing about all day, so I am doing boots on the ground journalism down here. It is bright, Roddy. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, but every ball's not in the sun.
Says the guy who doesn't have to catch it.
Yeah, sure.
Christian Clark on the run, and more flags down on the play on that 7-yard pickup. Game has suddenly become very arrhythmic. A lot of stops and starts with the flags. Didn't expect this high-scoring game, did you?
I did not, no. Although we didn't really know what to expect, to be honest.
There are multiple fouls on the play, 1 during and 2 afterwards. Holding offense, number 62. A 10-yard penalty be enforced. Will stay second down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 of the defense and number 1 of the offense. Those fouls will offset. That is their first unsportsmanlike conduct each towards disqualification.
All right, if you're playing with that kind of extra juice to cause an unsportsmanlike penalty, that tells me that these guys want to be here today.
They certainly do.
It's a barometer for me.
It's at the top of your screen. Got Ryan Wingo going back and forth. Both of them a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct. Just a little warning to both. Hey, calm it down, boys.
Just friendly slaps. Here's Manning. Tackled in the open field at a 49 by Cole Sullivan.
I do like that was called on both players. I'm not sure it should have been called on either. But, you know, you gotta stop them early on.
Couple slaps between friends, you know.
Yeah, Roddy, I'm with you. I think just get between the guys and say, break it up, let's go play football.
And that is important because if those guys get another one, they're ejected from the game now. So, yes, I guess it does deter it slightly, but okay, we're moving on.
Look at it, 3rd and 12.
Ryan Wingo has been the #1 target on 3rd downs to the top.
Manning surveys and pulls into traffic, and it's incomplete at the 31. Michigan will get off the field. Elijah Dotson there to tip it away. And they're a little too far, not in field goal range, intended for his roommate, Parker Livingston.
It's a pretty ambitious throw by Arch Manning. Almost got it up over the hands of the underneath defender, but not quite. And Michigan, after going 3 and out offensively, is able to get a stop. Maybe we're settling into this thing as we've had changes on both sides, new players shuffling around.
Marsh back for this punt, an end-over-end effort. Fair catch called at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there for Michigan. A 39-yard punt on the play. And Bryce Underwood taking over for the Wolverines from that spot. Underwood this afternoon is 7 of 12 passing, 65 yards. A couple of touchdowns as well.
But Mark, almost 50 yards rushing on 5 attempts too. That part of it that Michigan didn't start with early on, didn't lead with, but has started to evolve over the course of the game. That's an adjustment that Texas is going to have to make, because I would much rather on those zone reads him hand the ball off and have that ball hit in the middle than get Bryce Underwood on the perimeter.
Underwood hands it off to Cusdell.
And that was an example of it. I mean, that was one where Bryce Underwood is reading the defensive end and he ends up handing it off. But check this out. You got rush plays versus pass plays. They're very balanced. The game's been tied at 3-3, 10-10, 17-17. A lot of symmetry in this one.
From the 15, Marsh in motion. They keep it on the ground. And Colin Simmons blowing that play up. Young man that is arguably the most dynamic player on that defense.
Well, it's the quickness off the edge. He's able to beat the guard to the spot. And it's just a counter play where he's supposed to be kicked out by the pulling guard, but the quickness and the bend to get around the offensive lineman and get back to the back proves to be too much.
Colin Simmons playing for his little brother, Clayton. Told us this young little man, his brother Clayton, is his why. Motivated by him every time he steps on the football field. For so many reasons. Underwood pulls, and it's complete. Going to be short of the first down. McCulley with the catch. Picked up about 5, needed 7. And it'll be 4th and short coming up. Michigan will punt.
It's a really nice snag by Donovan McCulley, and that ball is off the mark, and he's able to go and grab it. Unfortunately, there's momentum having to catch it is stopped. Texas is able to wrangle him before he gets to that first down marker.
Well, here we go, Ryan Niblett back for this punt, standing at his own 45-yard line. Hollenbeck averaging 43 per punt on the season. Now they bring in Sunderland to punt it and watch it bounce at the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 with good starting field position on this drive after the 35-yard punt.
Let's see if Hollenbeck is able to come back into the game. He got banged up on the prior punt and the illegal blindside block to bring in the backup. And Texas is going to get good field position because of it.
Texas 9-3, looking for their 3rd consecutive 10-win season with a win here this afternoon. What do you make of their prospects for next year?
I think this is a team that's going to be very well hyped going into next year. Stop me if you've heard this before, but I think they'll have a Heisman Trophy favorite and likely be a top 5 team with all they've got coming back.
Going to hand it off to Christian Clark, redshirt freshman who's due to be back next year. Nice gain of close to 9. Coming up on the KFC halftime report, Matt Berry, E.J. Manuel, report from Pasadena, Cotton Bowl preview, and Iowa versus Vandy goes down to the wire. Well, what a great story Vanderbilt has been this year. Diego Pavia at quarterback, Heisman finalist, one of the most exciting must-see TV players in all of college football this year.
No doubt.
Hit the 2-minute timeout.
It's a 2-minute timeout.
Jedward getting ready.
That's what royalty looks like.
Hey. Oh. And the scepter. Play his food. Welcome back, everyone, to Orlando on this last day of 2025. Tied at 17 at the 80th chapter of the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Alyssa laying down on the field. Texas with the football, and this is Christian Clark with a nice first down run and a gain of about 13 on the play. Good block up front from Connor Robertson, Roddy, to help lead the way.
It was a really good job by Cole Hudson and Connor Robertson. The quick snap out of the break by Texas, a little pin and pull action, and you slip a run in to start this drive. Plenty of time with 1:45 and 3 timeouts.
Manning looking for the screen. It's set up, but nowhere to go. Well deciphered by the Michigan defense. Entries nowhere to go. Got back to the line of scrimmage. 1:35 to go. 1-yard pickup on the play.
Michigan gets the ball first in the second half. So this is a big drive for Texas. Want to get points out of it. Would love to get a touchdown. So the next time Michigan gets the ball back, they're at a deficit. When that middle 8, coaches talk about it all the time. The last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 of the second half. That's what Texas is trying to do on this drive.
Clark in the backfield sets. Manning to pass. Going to take off. Might have gotten enough for the first down. They're going to give him an auspicious spot. Tackled by Jordan Young. He'll get the first down on the nice dash. Picked up 10 on the play with 1:27 to go.
I think his movement in the pocket when he climbs is as good as anybody in the country, especially when it comes to finding those little lanes to get through, take off, and gain positive yardage. That's one area he's really grown this season.
He's run 4 times for 37 yards. Terry in the backfield. Manning incomplete. In and out of the hands of Livingston.
I don't hear anything about the sun on that.
No. Hey, don't forget, coming up in the third quarter, we'll speak with new head coach of the Michigan program, Kyle Whittingham. He'll join us in the booth here. We spoke to him down in the field prior to kickoff, and he has been busy. Getting to know the players and making phone calls, putting staff together. Manning looking, firing. Incomplete. It came out. Good hit by Metcalf. Wingo couldn't hang on to it. What appeared to be a touchdown for a very brief moment is not.
This is a tremendous play by TJ Metcalf. It's a really good throw by Arch Manning, but TJ Metcalf never gives up on it. He plays the ball. That hand goes straight to the football and rips it out. That is picture perfect defensive back play.
Pass offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Apparently there was a flag as well.
That too.
The legal man downfield, so it wouldn't have mattered no matter what. Yeah, Michigan declines it because it's third down. You would have repeated second down had you accepted the penalty. But man, that was a nice throw by Arch Manning. These receivers have not helped him out here today. I mean, how many drops have we seen so far?
Looking at 3rd and 10 now, with a minute to go in the half. Oh, he wasn't expecting a snap. They implode on the snap and all the way back at the 44. An egregious, pejorative mistake for Texas. With 49 seconds to go now in the half, and not even in field goal range. Sark was about to call a timeout, too.
Please reset the game clock to 55 seconds. 0:55. Thank you.
Steve Sarkisian on the sideline. I mean, Arch is looking over there. He's saying that he was trying to call one, but the snap goes right by Arch Manning. He was looking to the sideline for the adjustment. Connor Robertson ends up snapping the ball. And they have no chance, obviously, on that third down. Arch was fortunate to jump back on that. He looked over his shoulder, tried to pick it up. Missed it the first time, but this is Steve Sarkisian right before the play. He's saying, hold on, hold on. Well, we don't have it long enough to see if he ended up trying to call it, but...
Wow, they end up losing 22 yards, Roddy. And might have lost themselves an opportunity at a field goal. They'll punt instead here. And they look back at that moment of miscommunication as something big. You got 2 timeouts remaining if you're Michigan, with 55 seconds to go as Marsh goes back to corral this punt inside his own 10-yard line.
What a turn of events. I mean, Texas in great field position, just shy of the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. They end up punting now. A couple of drop passes, and now Michigan's going to have an opportunity.
Bowmeister's punt bounces inside the 5 into the end zone. It'll come back out. 43-yard effort on the play, and 1st and 10 Wolverines. What do you think? Do you think Bryce Underwood takes a shot here and they try and get some points, or play it safe?
I think you are going with an aggressive call early in this drive, but something that's fairly high percentage. But you know, getting Bryce Underwood on the perimeter, giving him an option to run the football, maybe with something down the field to create a chunk, because you got plenty of time. You get the ball back in the second half, you got an opportunity to double up. So yeah, I think you're being aggressive on this drive.
From their own 20. Busdall in the backfield. Marsh split to the bottom of your screen. He's the inside receiver. And they're going to keep it on the ground with Busdall. Close to a 1st down. They're going to give it to him right at the 30-yard line. He'll move the sticks. 2 timeouts remaining. 42 seconds to play.
Or you just aggressively let him get downhill, hand the ball off, and now you go.
Underwood down the middle of the field. Caught and hung on by Klein, who got rocked by McDonald. Wow, he showed a lot of toughness in being able to squeeze the ball. The 20-yard gain out near midfield. Underwood gets it out quickly again. Forward progress will be marked at about the 47 for Channing Goodwin, working against Roberson. And now we've got timeout on the field. Michigan on the fringes of field goal range.
Second timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Savada had his career long of 56 yards for the Wolverines. 23 seconds to go here in the first half. Hey, for 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, Allstate. .24 seconds to go, and the ball resting at about the 47-yard line for the Wolverines. Nevada's already made a field goal here this afternoon.
If you're Texas, you got to take away the short throws for Bryce Underwood. He's been really good at dishing when he can read it and throw it quickly.
Got rid of it in time, complete to his tight end, Zach Marshall. Warren Robertson there defending. 3rd down coming up. They're going to spot it at the 43. All this set up by the miscue on the snap by Texas a moment ago. Marshall comes out of the ball game. 3rd down and 4. Texas a little late getting lined up defensively. And subsequent to that, we're going to get a timeout called by the Longhorns. This time they got the timeout.
Yeah.
Unlike last time, it cost them a fumble. Vic Poggi, the interim head coach for Michigan, taking over a program that has experienced a tremendous amount of tumult in the aftermath of the regular season. What do you make of the tone and the tenor of this team so far with almost a half in the books?
Felt like they've been fired up to play, which is what Biff Poggi hoped that he would get and thought he would get from this team. I think the thing Biff Poggi did the best is he sat and he listened. He leaned on his experience prior, having coached in high school at St. Francis High School. Said, look, I've spent a lot of time showing empathy, a lot of time loving guys and asking, how can I serve you? And it feels like his team has really responded to the way that he approached all the tumult of the offseason.
3rd and 4. Underwood complete underneath to Klein. They move the chains. 16 seconds to go. Michigan with a singular timeout remaining.
And again, Texas playing off, and Bryce Underwood able to find an easy throw underneath.
Picked up 7. Underwood again, downfield in traffic, incomplete. Near the sideline, stops the clock with 9 seconds to go. I'll tell you what, Colin Simmons was right in his face mask upon release of that football.
Yes, he was. Number 1 was all over him, but for the young freshman quarterback now, that one was a little bit of a dangerous throw. You had a defender underneath, the defender over the top. Don't be afraid to tuck it and run if you can make a quick decision, because you have that timeout to call if you don't get the first down, or even if you do.
The true freshman takes the snap, hands it off. Kuzdal sprinting to within a yard of the first down, gets up quickly. 4 seconds to go. Smith makes the tackle for the Longhorns. And they are well within field goal range right now at the 27-yard line. Would be a 44-yard effort.
A couple of really nice runs on that drive by Kuzdal. Some really good deliveries by Bryce Underwood, reading it quickly, dishing the ball, and now he's got an opportunity to get 3 points going in the locker room with this Michigan team getting the ball first in the second half.
They're going to spot it at the 35, a 45-yard field goal attempt by Dominic Zvada. Made one earlier from 53. And Steve Sarkisian is going to try and put Zavada on ice. I know it's unseasonably cold here in Orlando at 52 degrees, but yeah, you're not going to get ice. May get some sun, Roddy. Hey, listen, I saw something interesting on that Texas sideline a little bit earlier, and I pointed it out to you.
With everything that's going on here, I cannot wait to hear what this is.
I swear I saw heaters on their sideline.
Yes.
It's 52 degrees.
Chilly. It's the sun setting. It's getting more chilly. You don't have to fire up the heater when it gets cold.
All right.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Here we go again. Zavada from 45. Snap down. He missed it. Well, they put him on ice. He got a little cold. Now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. We're knotted at 17 at the break. In this battle between two of the most storied programs in college football. Halftime scores and analysis coming right up. Let's go downstairs to Alyssa.
Yeah, guys, before halftime, I walked off the field with Biff Poggi. I asked him what he was going to say to his team in the locker room. He reiterated, I'm going to tell him I love them. I'm going to tell him I'm proud of them and their effort that they've shown so far today. He also joked and said, do you think we set a record this season for most passing attempts in a first half with 18? I said, so the cuffs are off. He said, oh, the cuffs are off. We're going to have some fun. Let's go break some windows, is what Coach Poggi said.
I love it. He's running stop signs today. They keep it on the ground. Kuzdal close to a first down, brought down by Jelani McDonald.
The thing that I really like about what Michigan has done offensively is they haven't strayed from what they've been good at all year long, which is the run game with Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall and today Bryson Kuzdal. But the thing that they've done is they've empowered Bryce Underwood, and it feels like he's a guy that has really embraced this challenge of throwing the ball a little bit more, and I would expect them to absolutely do what Alyssa said, and that's keep it in the air.
Klein in motion. Underwood down the middle of the field, incomplete. intended for Hansen, it looked like. He was the closest intended receiver, so it'll be 3rd down and short coming up for Michigan on this their opening drive.
Hogan Hansen, one of the reserve tight ends, it was in a great position, and that was a really nice delivery by Bryce Underwood. But Hansen just didn't get his head around in time. If he had, it'd have been a big gain, but still 3rd and short, very manageable for this Michigan offense.
Kuzdal in the backfield. He'll get the call. Tried to stay on his feet. He's going to come up maybe a foot short of the 1st down. Alex January with a nice hit. And yes, Coach Sarkisian says 4th down.
Alex January just cuts through and is able to get in the backfield, and Michigan's going for it quickly.
And they pick up the 1st down this time. Kuzdal absorbed the hit and stayed on his feet miraculously. Jelani McDonald brought some smoke, but boy, Kuzdal wasn't having it.
Well, I like the aggressiveness by Michigan. I mean, we thought, okay, maybe they'll take a second, think about it, but they go right back to the line of scrimmage, catch Texas a little bit on their heels, and are able to get the 1st down. It's 2 plays in a row, though, where Kuzdal gets hit, he stays up. You're going to look at Kyle Whittingham, who absolutely loves it. Is that head? Is he calling plays?
11-yard pickup on the play, down to the 34. Little handiwork, Morgan on the reverse, got a blocker out in front of him, and Morgan pushed out of bounds just shy of the 30. Going to spot it right around the 31-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. Bryce Underwood with a couple of nice fakes on that before the handoff.
What do you call that with great sleight of hand?
Prestidigitation.
Yep, there it is.
There it is.
Couldn't remember the word, but I could remember that there was a word for it.
4 receivers on 2nd down and 7. Play clock at 3. Underwood. There's a flag down. Underwood pushed out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense number 75. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Going to go against Blake Frazier. So they bring that one back. Spot the ball at the 41 now. Andrew Marsh split wide to the top of your screen. Pana in the backfield, number 25. He gets the carry. Found a nice crease up the middle down to the 29-yard line. About 5 yards shy of the 1st down with 3rd coming up. Got his first touch of the afternoon. Pana, Bishop Gorman High School, the famed program in Nevada, picked up an 11 on the play.
And another well-timed run by the interim offensive coordinator Steve Kasula to get them into a 3rd and medium after that 2nd and long.
Underwood pulls, complete, but short of the 1st down. Let's see where they spot it. 4th and about 1 to go. Kendrick Bell, who had that touchdown catch a little bit earlier, picked up 5, needed 6.
And Michigan already aggressive on 4th down early on in this drive. Steve Kasula calling the play in. You've already missed a field goal, a long one leading into halftime. So again, I like the call. Michigan saying, hey, look, if we're going to tell these players to be aggressive, we're going to be aggressive with our calls on 4th down as well.
Kuzdal picked up the 4th down last time. He's in the backfield once again. He'll move the chains another time. The ball came out, but the officials indicate he was down first. Looked like Jalen Hoffman gave him a good block to spring him free.
The entire left side gets great blocks, but it's really the tight end, the block there, that ends up making it. Zach Marshall washes everything down, and then out front, Jalen Hoffman ends up sealing it. and another 4th down conversion. Zach Marshall a little banged up after putting his body on the line to help get that 1st down.
Nose of the ball at the 21-yard line, and this is the opening drive of the second half for Michigan. 1st down and 10. Bryce Underwood's biggest improvement has been recognizing defenses in the second half of the season. Young man that has high expectations of himself. Back to pass. Downfield. Incomplete at the 2. Broken up by Robertson. McCulley, the intended receiver.
Warren Roberson is right there. If he's able to flip his hips and make a play on this ball, he'd have a chance to intercept it, but able to get a hand in there, knock it away from Donovan McCulley. I think Bryce Underwood was trying to go a little more back shoulder towards the sideline on that one, and his receiver would have had a better shot.
Sets up 2nd and 10. Gusdell in the backfield. It's going to be Underwood using his legs. Let's see where they mark it. He might have stepped out of bounds a yard or 2 shy of that 1st down, but there we see an example of his speed, able to turn the corner. Picked up 8.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that are going to outrun Colin Simmons, who's an incredibly quick defensive end, but Bryce Underwood picking him up and putting him down to get around to set up again another 3rd and short. That's why Michigan has been so dangerous today, is it feels like so many of their 3rd downs have been 3rd and certainly 4th and shorts, where they've gone for it in the run game, particularly behind the left side of that line, has been excellent.
Up at the line quickly. Underwood looking to pass into the end zone. Incomplete, in and out of the arms of Klein. It appeared as if it hit him right in the hands, but he couldn't squeeze it, setting up 4th down and 2, and this time the field goal unit appeared to be coming in. One more look.
This is a throw by Bryce Underwood. I mean, you cannot hand it any better, especially with coverage right there. Marlon Klein has the opportunity, but just not able to bring it in. What a throw by the freshman, though.
He put it where only his receiver could get to it, and it hit him in the hands. Zavada from 31 yards out. Booms that one through to give the Wolverines a 3-point advantage. An otherwise impressive opening drive and score to start the second half for the Wolverines. Arch Manning gonna show what kind of dominion and control he has over the offense for the Longhorns on the other side of this break. Fabulous time all week. We'll look at the respective numbers between Underwood and Arch Manning so far. And Michigan with the advantage on that recent field goal, now ready to kick off. Niblett, dangerous return man from the goal line and out to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Manning from there, and we're joined by Kyle Whittingham, the new head coach of Michigan. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us, and congratulations, man.
You bet. Thank you very much.
How would you characterize the whirlwind that you've been through over the last, or at least in the first 48 hours?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's like flying the airplane while you're building at the same time. But it's been great. I'm elated to be able to have the opportunity to coach at this great university. And last 4 days, I had the opportunity to interview every single player on the team in person. Took about 22 hours, but well worth it. And I'll tell you what a high character football team.
1st and 10 here, and Manning gets it out quickly to Wingo. Made a nice move and a gain of about 7 on the play.
Coach, what are those conversations like as you go through 100+ conversations with these young men who are all wondering what the future looks like? What are you trying to communicate to them, and what are you looking for them to communicate to you?
Well, I'm just trying to find out about them. I don't know any of them, obviously, and so just being able to get to know him as a person, and whoa, there he goes. Holding, coming back. And just like I said, trying to that initial bond with the players and trying to find out what they're all about and what their expectations are in the program and how their experience has been to this point. And then obviously in this day and age, do they plan on sticking around? Are they going to be portal guys, or are they going to stay with us?
Obviously, you've met with Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, terrific kid.
What are your thoughts on him?
just carries himself the right way, carries himself like you want a quarterback to carry himself, has that it factor. And in addition, had a chance to meet with his parents, and great family, and he's the right man to lead this football team.
Coach, the thing that stands out to me about your time at Utah, you win the Pac-12 twice, you're able to navigate the landscape of changing conferences. I don't know that you ever had the most talented team, but you were able to overachieve. How does that translate when the stars next to the players' names are going to be higher here at Michigan?
There's definitely a high talent level at this university, but football is football, and the key is to get your guys playing to their maximum ability and their maximum potential, and that's not going to change. I mean, that's just what the essence of coaching is.
I got to ask, I see you up here with us, and you're living and dying with every play. What's it like to be watching from up here, the team that you're getting to know, but it's not quite your team yet?
It is much different. I haven't done this for a minute, so it's a little bit frustrating, I guess you could say.
So, Coach, it looks like pressure on third down.
Yeah, here they come. 5-man. Oh, got out.
Manning using his legs and picking up the first down and then some. Tiptoes down the sidelines out to midfield. Coach, where are you in terms of being able to assemble your staff, and what can you tell us?
Well, we're just about finished. Hasn't been announced officially yet until somebody's on the dotted line. You never want to get ahead of yourself, but I think we're in good shape. I think we'll have probably 90% of the staff named by this weekend, and then we'll finish off the last spot or two during the course of next week.
Another hold on that Texas offense, wiping out another good run. So Michigan going to have another opportunity on this third down. All right, so once you're able to get your staff in place, obviously the portal comes up January 2nd. How do you evaluate so quickly this roster while looking at what you need in the portal?
Yeah, it's not easy, but we'll be locking ourselves in the film room this weekend, and that's job 1, 2, and 3 is to get to know the personnel here, find out what we got, find out what we need.
Looking at first down and 10 here, joined by the new head coach of the Wolverines, Kyle Winningham. A little pressure off the edge, the pass complete. That's Lockett making the catch.
So, Coach, just from a ball standpoint, like on that third and medium, what do you look at first when you're viewing from our view?
Yeah, it typically starts at the line of scrimmage. So you're looking at the line of scrimmage, see what the run block scheme is or the pass pro, and then from there your eyes move to where if it's a pass, you're looking at the routes downfield. If it's a run, then you just start to look towards the point of attack. But it all starts at line of scrimmage.
Always. And that's something that Michigan's been great at through the years. It's something that you've been great at on your team.
Yep.
Manning stepping up in the pocket, pulling it deep. And nobody home at the 25-yard line, incomplete. Coach, if your players haven't seen you, they're getting to know you certainly, but if we look at your reactions on this, you're quite the demonstrative type, right?
I didn't know that. I guess that picture tells it all.
Little self-scouting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Coach, in your press conference, you kind of alluded to the fact that Utah was great at running the ball. I believe you guys are second in the country in running the ball this year, ahead of some service academies. Yeah. Michigan's been great at running the football, and Bryce Underwood is tremendous at it as well. How do you develop that mentality?
Well, it's a mindset, and you practice physically, and that's a key. If you want to be physical on game day, you better practice physically during the week.
Defense number 33, 15-9 penalty, first down.
One more look at it here, roughing Arch Manning.
I think he's okay at first, and then Dominic Nichols ends up slamming him to the ground. To be honest, I think Coach, I think that's a little tough on the defender there.
I would say so, yeah. I would agree with that.
He's kind of got him wrapped up, and it's more the way the quarterback falls, but Texas obviously has something to go their way. So Coach, the adjustment to the Big Ten. I mean, you've seen conferences around the country. What do you think that's going to be like?
Well, there's a lot of teams we're familiar with. USC, UCLA, Oregon.
Yeah, it's different now, right?
Yeah, it is. And so we've very familiar with a lot of the teams, and we've played some of the teams throughout the year. So I don't think it's going to be that big of an adjustment. I mean, football is football.
Coach, we want to thank you a lot for joining us. Good luck for you moving forward in your family in 2026 and beyond.
I appreciate that. Great to spend time with you guys. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Winningham, the new head coach of the Michigan Wolverines football program, named the next head coach on the 26th of December, just several days ago. Livingston with the catch and run. On second down now coming up. Under 7 minutes to go.
Look, I think Michigan is in a spot where you should be over the moon with a guy like Kyle Whittingham. His track record of development, he's got a mentality that fits this place, a physicality in running the ball. Certainly with the talent that Michigan has to offer, you'd imagine he's going to squeeze every ounce of potential out of that group. So the future is certainly looking very bright for the University of Michigan.
Tough-nosed, hard-nosed football team. That's what he likes to hang his hat on. First down and 10 for Texas. Manning taking a shot into the end zone. Incomplete, but a flag thrown. Zeke Berry back there covering Dalen McCutcheon. And he can't believe it.
Pass interference, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So it'll be first down and 10 for Texas. One more look at this pass interference call.
Ball ends up being underthrown. Oh, that is. I mean, Zeke Berry's looking back for the ball. I don't know if I love that call. I know there's a lot of contact down the field. It feels like Zeke Berry, who's looking back for the ball, actually kind of gets pulled down. We'll get Matt's opinion in just a second on it.
First down and 10 from the 23. Christian Clark on the carry. Hey, Matt Austin, tell us about why this is pass interference.
Well, just because you're looking back for the ball doesn't give you free reign to do anything you want to the receiver. And it looks to me like the number 10 has got is pinning the right arm of the receiver down, and so he can't raise it up to try to catch the ball.
There it is, and here's Manning on the loose, still on his feet. Touchdown, Texas! Manning the magician. A 23-yard sprint into the end zone by Arch Manning, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season and the 13th of his career. With Dad Cooper watching from the stands. Texas now leading 23-20. That drive aided by the unsportsmanlike conduct, roughing the passer on Dominic Nichols.
Well, Arch Manning so dangerous with his legs, takes the snap, sees a yawning hole on the right side, and all he has to do is make the safeties miss. He's able to do it, get in the end zone, and Arch Manning puts Texas up in this one.
Well, Bip Poggi's setting the tone for his team. He told them he just wants them to think about the game they fell in love with as kids. And does he look loose to you? I think so. They're taking their cues from him. They'll be playing loose and free, which they seem to be doing so far. Down by 4, though, after that last Arch Manning sprint to the end zone. About 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. On this, the last day of 2025. Mark Jones, Ronnie Jones, Alyssa Lang down to the field. Michigan looking for its first ever win against Texas. 0-2 all time against the Longhorns. They had a nice kickoff return last time. Marsh took it out to the 45, still on his feet. Marsh finally brought down at the 37-yard line. And Manning's head dropping, the result of that very good kickoff return, 52 yards in all.
Catching up with Jeff Banks, the special teams coordinator for Texas, coming into this game. He said, look, special teams is the place where you feel some of the opt-outs and departures the most because you have guys in different spots. The other wrinkle is Kerry Combs just took over as the special teams coordinator for Michigan a couple weeks ago. So a couple different looks that Michigan has had for this Texas special teams unit, and it's resulted in some pretty good field position.
Marsh, one of their big weapons offensively, too, as a receiver. They say he has the potential to be one of the best since Braylon Edwards. Underwood going to take off on a predetermined run. Absorbed a hit and makes it to the 30-yard line. Tell you what, he is 6'4", 230 pounds. And he's going to let you know about it, too. Yeah, bump your gums a little bit, young man. Just talking so much his mouthpiece came out.
He is an impressive athlete. He's all of 6'4", almost 230 pounds. That's why the comparisons out of high school were of Cam Newton. I think he's a different, certainly a different style runner than Cam Newton was. He's one of the most elite athletes that we've seen in college football in recent memory.
Cusdall with a first down and then some, moving the pile inside the 20. Okay, Roddy, it feels like the party just started with the last two plays. Underwood and that Michigan offensive line with a late surge on that play to gain 11.
They are feeling it. If I'm Steve Kasula, you're going right back behind that offensive line. They're talking, they're chirping. It's feeling like football now.
Underwood pulls it out, can run it himself, throws it instead, and wow, his receiver got smoked. Warren Robertson put a hit on Marlon Klein, and Klein slow to get up. Robertson has made a bunch of hits today, and it's going to take Klein a while to recover from that one. You could hear some of the chatter in the background from the Texas sideline.
This is a big-time hit. You'd love Bryce Underwood to dish this ball a little sooner. But, man, that is quite the hit by the sophomore corner. 188 pounds, and he's throwing at a guy who's 6'6", 250, and ends up coming up on the better end of it.
Yeah. Let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules analyst. Matt, any thought about potential targeting here or not?
Well, in my opinion, definitely targeting. He lowers his head, he attacks with force, and hits him with the crown of the helmet right in the ear hole of the Michigan player. To me, that's the definition of targeting.
Oh, what a turn that would be. It has not been stopped to be reviewed for targeting yet. Let's take a look. Man, I see a little bit of him going to the side. It's not the best angle.
Well, he's also a defenseless player, so it doesn't have to be crowd.
So even if he's juggling the ball, then as a defenseless player, he gets that protection when he's sort of trying to wrangle the ball.
And they're not.
Yes, absolutely.
And they're not looking at this, guys.
They haven't stopped it yet. They still can. The play hasn't been snapped yet.
Wow, we've had an uptick in intensity in the last three plays. 2nd and 7 from the Texas 15. Cusdall. And another flag down. He picked up about 3 on the play. And Anthony Smith making the tackle.
Offside. Defense number 1. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Colin Simmons.
I feel like somebody got the dial of intensity of this game and cranked it up. These fans are into it on both sides. Obviously, the pads popping on the field. The offensive lines are into it. It doesn't feel like a meaningless bowl game. It feels like a bowl game that means a heck of a lot.
I'm not pocket watching, but I think those checks hit. 2nd and 2. Underwood keeps it himself. Cuts it up. And picks up the first down at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal, Michigan, and another flag down on the play.
It's going to be an illegal blindside block on Donovan McCulley. Donovan McCulley.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Offense number 1. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Wow. Going to push this back a bit.
Back in my day, it's not a penalty because you could hit guys from the blind side. Now the player has to be able to see it coming. You have to hit him in the front. And the thing that McCulley, the coaching point's going to be, hey, in that scenario, just set a screen like a basketball pick, run right up to the guy and stand in front of him. That's going to do enough to block the defender without drawing the flag. Or you can set one of those ghost blocks where you just kind of run by with your back and make the defender reroute.
Wow, push it all the way back to the 25. 7 penalties for 80 yards against the Wolverines today. Underwood off his back foot, incomplete at the 5. No flag on the play, intended for McCulley. It'll be 3rd down and long.
And let's not forget, Mark, this is a Texas defense, and Steve Sarkisian has made a change going into next season. Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, was let go after the season. Will Muschamp, the well-traveled former Texas and LSU defensive coordinator, former head coach at South Carolina. He is the guy that's coming in. It's going to be interesting to see how he changes that defense, but Steve Sarkisian wants a particular style to play, and Will Muschamp's going to bring that.
And Michigan going to call a timeout here. They'll burn their first of 3 in the second half. With just under 3 minutes to go. And a pivotal 3rd and 17 coming up. Well, our first ABC Hockey Saturday of 2026 has the Red Wings hosting the Penguins. Coverage begins at noon Eastern and is also available on the ESPN app. Still got my Steve Yzerman jersey in the closet.
Do you?
Somewhere kicking around. Big Red Wings fan.
I was a big Atlanta Thrashers fan, and then when they left and went to, we're big at Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They took my hockey soul with them.
24-20. From the 25-yard line. Let's see what they run here. Underwood has time, delivers, picked off at the 5-yard line by Wardell Mack, who absorbed a big blow, but Texas has the football. And another flag all the way back at the 35, so hold on.
Well, here's the play. Wardell Mack just sinks under the route. I don't think Bryce Underwood ever saw him. Question is, what is the flag in the backfield? You could see the...
You have 2 fouls on the play, both after the interception. Illegal block in the back after the interception. Defense, number 26, that penalties decline. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the intercepting team, number 97. That penalty will be enforced, half the distance to the goal. It'll be Texas football, 1st down.
Well, Texas gets the turnover after all. They'll have the ball deep in their own territory. Their 14th interception of the season.
And really the first big mistake that we've seen from Bryce Underwood. Didn't see the underneath defender. And when he throws that ball, it was an easy, fairly easy break on the ball by Wardell Mack. And is that Prince Chedworth's? Is that Prince Chedworth's sword?
Saber. Wow. I hope he can get it back.
Me too. There was a joust earlier. Maybe that's the jousting pole that Prince Chedworth was using.
Christian Clark, the tailback, lined up in his own end zone, 5 yards deep. Behind Arch Manning on 1st down and 10. Manning incomplete. Intended for McCutcheon. Let's go down to Alyssa.
Arch Manning is without one of his favorite targets from this season right now, guys, and he was for much of his last offensive drive. Ryan Wingo spent a lot of time in the tent. He's been walking around for the last 10 minutes or so, noticeably hobbled. He tried to get on the bike. He's tried to get back off. He did just put his helmet down all the way on the other side of the field, and he's up on the line cheering for his teammates. Doesn't look like he's coming back in anytime soon.
And Alyssa, that big because DeAndre Moore opted out of the game to transfer, so Texas's top 2 receivers now not in the game.
McCutcheon in motion on 2nd and 10. They keep it on the ground. A nice run, enough for the first down by Christian Clark.
We saw Ryan Wingo got banged up earlier. Just a little now screen, takes a low hit. Doesn't look all that. There was nothing obvious on that play, but clearly banged up after it. We'll see how Texas adjusts. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride for Texas catching the ball, but a 3rd and short here for them to convert to continue this drive.
Not quite enough for the first down.
We're on the field as runner stops short of the line to gain. That plays under further review.
They're going to take a look at that last play and see if they got the spot correct. With 2:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Texas with the football after an interception when Michigan was driving deep in Texas territory. Here's another look.
Based on that angle, it's pretty clear. I mean, he's right on he's right on the hash mark, so you can see where the ball is down. The first down, you can see where the first down was compared to where he landed.
Yeah. Looked like he picked up enough.
It's just one of those where because he kind of lands right on the hash.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the angle of the camera should matter all that much either. Let's see where we can see. I can't quite tell from there when he's actually down. But the first down is at the 14-yard line, it looks like.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It'll be 3rd down.
All right, there we go.
Matt Austin, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think that was a good spot. I think our yellow line was a little bit off. So from TV, it looked like he definitely made the first down. But Roddy said it, the line of game was right about the 14. He was just short of that, so I think that's a good call.
There you go.
And a reminder that line you see on your screen is literally an approximation. There it is again, 3rd and that much to go, about a yard.
About 36 Cheez-Its.
Oh, they're going to be stopped up in the backfield. Christian Clark is going to lose a couple of yards. Mangum with a big surge to get through and make that tackle. Here's a look.
Yeah, just off the right side, or the left side, you get a blitz from the secondary by Jaden Mangum, and a well-timed call by Wink Martindale, bringing that edge pressure to try and stop the run, get a free hitter at the ball. And Michigan's able to get off the field.
Yeah. So that spot was huge.
Huge. And after the interception as well, and Michigan should get pretty good field position.
Baumeister punting from his end zone down to the 45. Another good return by Andrew Marsh. He's done it on kickoff and now on punts. Out to the 45, a 43-yard punt. 11 on the return. Now for today's ReliaQuest defensive spotlight. And several good plays defensively from both teams.
Certainly have been. Texas's defense, for a lot of the game, it felt like they weren't able to get timely stops, but the interception with Michigan driving deep in Texas territory helped save that last drive. Now Michigan takes the ball on the Texas 45. So that defensive spotlight, it's now being called by Johnny Nansen. They're going to have to come up big here as Bryce Underwood and that Michigan crew with great field position.
First and 10. Pusdell keeps it between the tackles, going to pick up 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. Again, we were expecting to see Jordan Marshall today, but he has not been in the ball game at all. There's starting tailback. Was looking forward to being with his brothers on the field, but not available today. Cusdall, meanwhile, has rushed it 17 times for 84 yards in his play, 2nd and 8. Underwood got rid of it quickly. Incomplete. Intended for Hansen. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Grayson Littleton knocked it loose.
That's the part of the pass game that we have not seen as much of in the second half. The short underneath passes that Bryce Underwood was so good at completing in the first half. Some of that has to do with what Texas has been doing, but honestly on that last drive, Michigan moved the ball well. They just got behind the chains. They were aggressive on the last drive, going for it on 4th down, Mark, so I would anticipate they would do it here, be able to get to a 4th and short.
They're 0 for 4 on 3rd downs this half. Got to get to the 35. With the play clock at 0.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Yeah, that's the young quarterback just losing track of the play clock. He's up there adjusting at the line of scrimmage. Need a little bit better sense of urgency to be able to get all the checks done and still be able to get the play off.
Micah Kaapana in the backfield behind him. On 3rd and 13 now for Bryce Underwood. Pressure off the edge, completes it underneath to his tight end, Tonelli. And he's going to be brought down that much shy, about 1.5 yards shy of the 1st down. Got 11. An interesting, intriguing 4th down coming up, decision-wise, for the Wolverines with the clock winding down in the 3rd.
I don't think it's a decision. I think you're going for it. You're going to take it to the 4th quarter, but Michigan has been aggressive. And in this situation, how much field position will you gain with a punt? The field goal is probably too long to trust it. I think after we take this break between quarters, Michigan's going to roll out and go for it on 4th down.
4s to the sky. Michigan down by as many with 15 minutes to play. Great finish coming up, folks. Stick around. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Kaapana in the backfield. Underwood under center. Off the play fake. They'll pick up the 1st down at the 28-yard line. Kaapana with a catch and run. And they convert on a 9-yard pickup.
That Mitch Kaapana's first catch of the season. On a 4th down, little token play fake. Roll out, good delivery by Bryce Underwood. I like the call because it gets Bryce Underwood on the perimeter with a clear read or the ability to run it, and it results in a 1st down.
Underwood 16 of 28 for 134 yards. Keeping that drive alive on the huge conversion. Flushed out, flag down at the 37-yard line. We've seen a rapid spate of penalties.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, if you're going to be holding Colin Simmons, sometimes that's a penalty worth taking if it means saving your quarterback.
He just ended up bear hugging him. Brady Norton got pushed into the lap of the quarterback, and then when Bryce Underwood got out of the pocket, he just grabbed Colin Simmons and said, hey, man, you're just going to stay here with me while the quarterback escapes. One adjustment that Texas has made, though, in this game, and talking to the Michigan coaches, they played a lot of cover 3, which is one safety in the middle of the field. And we saw that a lot early on. Well, as the game has gone on, Texas has said, all right, we're playing 2 safeties back, trying to take away the pass game. You can see both of these safeties back deep. Texas has played a lot more of that here in the second half than they did in the first, and it's taken away some of the effectiveness from Bryce Underwood throwing the ball.
Kaapana Puts his hat down and plows down to the 33. Almost makes it to the 32. We spoke with new head coach Kyle Whittingham a moment ago. Told us he's still in the midst of assembling his staff. And
he hinted to us that some of the staff will be announced very shortly. Didn't hint it. He said it will be announced very shortly. So it feels like he's got a lot of it already in place.
2nd and 15. Pinelli in motion. Pass out to the edge. Marsh going to be brought down immediately. Going to lose a yard, almost 2. Cade Phillips deciphered that play well. A 2-yard loss on the play, setting up 3rd and long for Michigan, down by 4.
Really good competitive rep by Cade Phillips. He's out there having to defeat the block of a tight end on the perimeter to make the play, and he absolutely dominates that rep. But now this is a familiar situation for this Texas defense. Michigan's been aggressive going for it on 4th downs, but Michigan's got to get close. Question is, can Michigan block?
Underwood has time, pulls. Complete at the 18 to McCulley. What a grab. But just a yard shy of the 1st down on a 17-yard gain.
Again, I think if you're Michigan, you're going for it. There's just too much cushion by Cade Phillips. He's got to know where the sticks are, put the brakes on a little bit earlier, break on that ball and knock it away. A good low and outside throw for Bryce Underwood. And another opportunity on a 4th down for Biff Poggi being aggressive with this offense.
He promised that the offense and Underwood would turn it loose today. Cusdell in the backfield. And Cusdell picks up the 1st down, breaching the 18-yard line and moving the chains one more time.
It's a physical run by Bryson Cusdell, who hits Alex January as he's getting towards the line of scrimmage and powers forward.
Pulls it out on the fake. Fires a strike complete at the 5 to McCulley. This offense assembling a little bit of rhythm. 12-yard gain. 1st and goal from the 5. Playing tempo. And that time Cusdell tripped up right near the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and goal, Wolverines.
I'm not sure if there was a read on that play for Bryce Underwood, but I would have loved to have seen him keep it. Been in a foot race to the corner of the end zone with a linebacker and a defensive end.
I was expecting to see him run just a little bit more today. Just a little.
He's been effective when he has pulled it down and run. That's why I'd like to see it in this situation.
Kalpana in the backfield. Here he is. Takes out his do-it-yourself kit, lunging for the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines! Texas defiantly saying no, but the signal from the officials came up as Underwood extended that ball and seemed to hit the pylon. What an effort.
Question is going to be, is that right foot out of bounds when it hits? No, it's clearly in. Jumps.
Oh, he did it.
That's a clear touchdown.
That is a portrait of dynamic, imperious athleticism.
Question is he juggling the ball though? Does he have firm control of the ball when it hits the pylon? I think it might be coming out of his hands, which would be a touchback.
Did he cross the goal line before he fumbled
that
it?
Is the question, yeah.
There's another look.
So when is the ball across the plane? I do think, Mark, you're right. I do think the ball crosses the plane before it touches the pylon, but does he have firm control when that happens?
Going on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
Yeah, well, I think he's got the touchdown there.
We don't have a shot. We have not seen a shot right down the line to determine when the ball crosses the plane and if it crosses the plane before he loses control. But I think it's fairly clear that when the ball hits the pylon, there's not firm control there. He's fumbling the ball. When that happens, The question is, does it cross the plane before that? Matt Austin, decipher this one for us.
Man. Well, Roddy, you guys have done a fantastic job describing it. I do think he is losing control of that ball before it touches the pylon. But as you say, was the ball over the top of the goal line before it hit the pylon and came loose? I don't think so. I'm afraid this is going to be a fumble and a touchback.
Oh, my goodness. What a turn of events that would be.
Remember, there has to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. The call on the field is a touchdown, Michigan.
So I want to, Matt, I want to ask another question on this, because I also think that the ball may have been coming out before it crosses the plane. If it were called a non-touchdown on the field and we were trying to judge touchdown, we would have to have a shot saying that the ball touched the plane of the goal line to call it a touchdown. Do we have to have something saying the ball definitively did not touch the plane of the goal line to rule it being a fumble?
Well, it all comes down to when did he lose control of the ball.
Wow, there's a great shot of it right there.
And to me, you can see the ball moving independently of his fingers.
Right.
So I think it's definitely coming out. That's why I think it's a fumble and probably going to end up being a touchback. But that view almost looked like he might have had the ball and it touched the side of the pylon versus the north-south side of the pylon.
Or, if the ball is inside the pylon and crosses the plane of the goal line while he has firm control, then it's a touchdown.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
And so without a shot definitively saying that it did not do that, you can't overturn it, correct?
Right. That's why we have upheld.
Yeah. Man,
hey, Matt, we're going to get this one at our announcer quiz next year. Still waiting on this to be adjudicated. And they've got the call for us. Here it is.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's a touchdown.
One of those I knew it all the time looks from Bryce Underwood.
Bryce Underwood's never in doubt.
But Michigan take the lead.
I do like them getting his legs involved, Matt.
So, Matt, ultimately, what was the call there? I mean, we know it was a touchdown, but what boxes were checked?
I think it just came down to, I think he might have been fumbling. I think he might have got to the goal line. When you start thinking that way, you got to let the call stand or be upheld.
There it is. Thanks, Matt. 3-point Michigan lead now, 27-24. Looking for its first win ever against Texas. Here's one more look at it.
And they get Bryce Underwood on the perimeter. A nice job of Jalen Hoffman getting in the way. This quarterback dives in the end zone, and Biff Poggi told us, hey, the cuffs are off. We're letting Bryce Underwood work today. And he has over 160 through the air and 69 on the ground.
Of the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Great finish coming up as Michigan recently taking a 3-point lead. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Texas. Let's take a look at today's game track. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Some of the cogent, important numbers of the day. Underwood with 3 touchdowns, 2 via the pass.
I think the story of this game was kind of what we thought it could be coming in. It's been the 2 quarterbacks. Yeah. The 2 excellent young signal callers. Bryce Underwood, the 3 total touchdowns. 160 yards to the air, 69 on the ground. Arch Manning, 175 through the air, 72 on the ground. Both of them have been effective dual threats today.
Christian Clark in the backfield for the Longhorns. On 1st and 10 from the 25. Toss into the boundary. Clark cuts it back and is met with tremendous resistance from Troy Bowles. Little or no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. We're talking about Texas and Arch Manning. Texas always with a highly rated recruiting class. Next year they have Dia Bell coming in at quarterback, a 5-star rated quarterback out of South Florida, the Miami area, the son of Raja Bell, former NBA star. Kid can ball, he can spin it. Complete to the 38. When in doubt, dial up your roommate. Livingston with the catch for 12.
The offensive line did just enough to give Arch Manning time for the route to develop down the field. Delivers an accurate pass to convert on the 1st down. And Parker Livingston's going to have to be big with both Ryan Wingo out with injury and DeAndre Moore transfer.
Manning on the move, incomplete behind his intended receiver, Livingston again. That one stops the clock with 9:46 to go. Michigan with 2 timeouts remaining. Texas with its full complement of 3. Don't forget, coming up at 7:30 Eastern Time, Miami, Ohio State college football playoff. Looking forward to seeing Quint Kesnick on the call there.
Our guy, Kim.
Yeah.
They're in the Cotton Bowl with Dusty Dvorak and Dave Pasch, Taylor McGregor. That's going to be an awesome game. I cannot wait.
Hurricanes with a lot of motivation, historically speaking. Wow, that'll knock you into last week. What a hit by Jordan Young. The pass ruled incomplete, intended for Dalen McCutcheon, and he got rocked.
That's one way to ring in the new year.
Well, yeah.
A little pass out to the flat, and my goodness, it's a good clean hit by Jordan Young. And that's Ryan Wingo on the sideline, the #1 receiver for this Texas team, a guy who's likely a projected 1st or 2nd round pick going into next season. He is out of this game right now, and a big 3rd down for Arch Manning.
Yeah, who picks up the slack for Texas? Manning looking to pass it. Scrambling. Tries to do it himself, comes up 2 yards short. Jordan Young with another nice play defensively for the Wolverines. Sets up 4th down on the 8-yard scamper.
Look at what Arch Manning's looking at. Everybody for Michigan is within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and then on the snap, they all bail out, and he has to decipher this pressure in his face, but all eyes in that zone coverage on 16. Michigan able to rally and tackle him short, but Texas leaving the offense on the field, going for it.
They're going to go for it on 4th down and 2. Or maybe just trying to draw Michigan off sides. Play clock below 10 at 7. Manning will get the 1st down. Finally tackled at the 38. Arch Manning with an education in acceleration here.
3 players blitzing up the middle, and you've only got 1 blocker back there in Trey Weiser, who's protecting Arch Manning, but he manages to navigate the pressure and get up the field. I tell you what, his movement in short areas in the pocket, especially when going north and south, is really special. Wink Martindale dialed up that 3 up the middle blitz, and Arch Manning ends up getting out of its convert.
Picked up 15. This is Clark over the right side, stays on his feet after spinning, and picks up 13 to move the sticks again with under 8 minutes to go.
How about the 2nd effort by Christian Clark? He hits the back of his own blocker and then spins and gets more yardage.
Here he is again, Christian Clark. Little or no gain. He was a great story and continues to be a compelling, riveting story. They were excited to see him coming in and get an opportunity today. If you think back to last year, Christian Clark tore his Achilles tendon in camp a season ago, so he went through some laborious, arduous rehabilitation and physical therapy, and for a running back, that's a tough injury to come back from.
Very tough. Anybody who needs explosive movements, certainly coming back from an Achilles is incredibly hard. Missed all of last season, but man, he has looked good here today with 18 carries for 103 yards.
Michael Terry in the backfield. Manning looking to pass. They whistled the play dead, and we're going to have procedure on Texas.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Mark, how many times have we seen these teams get into plus territory, deep into plus territory, and then have some sort of penalty to knock them back? And we've had holding calls, we've had false starts, put these teams behind the chains. 10 penalties for 88 yards for Texas in this game.
Manning might be a little bit hurt here. He took a shot with the weight of the defender on top of him, but still in the ball game with under 7 minutes to go. Arch Manning pulls it down the sideline, got a man, caught, touchdown Texas, lock it, clock it. Manning apparently in a little bit of discomfort. Nonetheless, throws a dime, an absolute dime drop to Lockett for the touchdown. And Khalil Lockett gives Texas a 3-point advantage. Capping a 9-play, 75-yard drive, 4:02 on the clock. Boy, what a football game. That's the second touchdown pass today for Arch Manning. Out there stunting like his daddy and his uncles. Got to take a break. Back after this. Arch Manning threw a great pass a moment ago to Khalil Lockett for a touchdown to put Texas up 31-27. Michigan football coming up here with 6:54 to go in the fourth quarter. Texas looking for its third win in as many tries against Michigan. This after the Wolverines scored a touchdown on a Bryce Underwood run. So both quarterbacks fulfilling their prophecy today with their production. March back deep. He's had 2 consecutive successful kickoff returns. Don't sleep on him. Trying to get to the outside. He'll have another decent return again. Out to the 36, Roddy. Let's take one more look at the touchdown. What was the key here?
Well, the key is the pre-snap read by Arch Manning. He knows he's got press coverage on the outside with Khalil Lockett, but he's looking at that safety that right now is to the boundary but is moving towards the middle of the field. And once Arch Manning sees him in the middle, his eyes go immediately to Khalil Lockett and delivers an absolute dime. With that pre-snap read of the safety going from towards the boundary to the middle of the field, let Arch Manning know, hey, I got one-on-one. All I got to do is put it on the money, and he absolutely did.
In a game that's had 3 ties, 4 lead changes, neither team is led by more than 7 points. Michigan with the football, 2 timeouts remaining. Bryce Underwood going to try and take off here. And makes it out beyond the 40 to the 42-yard line. Here's how Manning was shaken up a moment ago. He was wincing in pain a little bit prior to throwing that pass.
Ooh, Mark, that's one of those that hurts a little bit now, but when you get in the shower later, it is going to feel like the world is ending. Those raspberries, you get in there, it's like,
Yeah. Can't just rub some Robitussin on it, huh?
You cannot.
And that's going to be a loss on the play. Great tackle on Kuzdal by Brad Spence. Sets up a 3rd down and long. That's going to be a loss of 4. Back to the 38.
And Spence just knifes through the right side, creeps towards the line of scrimmage, reads it right away. It sets up a 3rd and long. Michigan's only 3 of 12 on 3rd down today, but they're 4 for 4 on 4th down. So if you get 4th and 3 or less, I think Biff Poggi is going to think about it.
Underwood scrambling, couldn't break through that initial wave, and a late flag thrown as well. Underwood brought down at the 39. Sarkisian over there pleading with one of the officials.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. Personal foul, face mask, offense number 70. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Those fouls will offset. We'll replay 3rd down.
So we do it all over again after all that.
It's like it never happened.
Saw Biff Poggi a moment ago. Had a great meeting with him yesterday. He told us there are 2 types of coaches: transformational coaches and transactional coaches. He's focusing on being that transformational coach, the type of coach that can take players from A to B, from where they are to where they want to be. Underwood to pass, Middle of the field, picked off at the 45. It's coming back. Smith with the INT and 5:15 to play. And another flag at the 35.
After the interception, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the intercepting team, number 93. 15-yard penalty, it'll be Texas football, first down.
Well, after that interception, personal foul penalty. Are they throwing Cheez-Its to Bevo?
I don't know what you're throwing at Bevo. I wouldn't throw anything at Bevo. But Bryce Underwood just doesn't see the underneath defender. Had a couple of droppers from the line of scrimmage. He knew it almost right away. Now that Michigan defense going to have to get a stop. That's why I get the unnecessary roughness penalty as well.
Fourth quarter, Texas with possession and the lead. Arch Manning keeps it himself, and he's got nothing but chattel. Real estate. He popped the clutch. Happy New Year, Longhorns. Touchdown. One more look at it. Nobody touched him, Roddy Jones.
Foot race to the end zone, and here's a headline that we haven't said very much over the course of college football history. You're not beating that Manning in a foot race.
No.
9 seconds it took him from the time he pulled it to the time he basically hit his head on the goalpost. A nice call, blitz off the edge from Michigan. Arch Manning gets inside of it. And I'm going to say it, Mark.
Go ahead.
That's your Heisman Trophy favorite going into 2026.
He made an incredible turnaround mid-season. Found his rhythm. Established chemistry with his receivers behind an improved offensive line. It's going to look different next year for him from the start of the season, you would think. 2 touchdowns passing, 2 rushing touchdowns, and right now giving his team an 11-point advantage. A little over 5 minutes to go. Berry on the return. Well, great time of the year for football as we close out 2025, and a great NFL contest coming up.
Straight out the gates, we scrapping. Clashes, passion, blitzes, all action. I'm in the trenches, stomping the yard. I came, I saw, I started, I rained, I ball hard. Hit it.
Time you got the Snoop Double OG on the job. Got his mind on his money and his money on his mind. Alpana in the backfield. Michigan needing some big plays here. Underwood, let's see how he recovers after that turnover, that interception he threw a little bit earlier. Pushed out of bounds after a gain of close to 5.
Well, he threw 2 interceptions in that game against Northwestern earlier this year at Wrigley Field, but it was his performance down the stretch that had them eventually take the lead and win that game. Bounce back well here, a little bit steeper hill to climb for the young freshman, but see if he can pull out some magic.
Little pressure coming, they pick it up. Underwood looking for somebody open, can't find them. And it's almost intercepted again. Yes, it is. A third interception thrown by the freshman. Texas football.
And I believe it was Ty Anthony Smith once again. You got Cole Brevard breathing down the neck of the quarterback, and boom, that's good on Sundays.
Yes.
Ty Anthony Smith, the guy who's getting the start because Leona Lefau and Anthony Hill both opting out of this game. Trey Moore as well. So Ty Anthony Smith has taken a bigger role. And man, has he been big on the last 2 drives.
He's an impact player coming in this game, and that's his second INT of the contest. 3 interceptions in the last 4 possessions for the Wolverines. Let's go to Alyssa.
Yeah, guys, after that first Ty Anthony Smith interception, not even kidding, he came off the field yelling at his defense, "I'm not done. I want more." And that's why they mobbed him as hard as they did. They were all saying, "You manifested it." So it's speaking into existence, Ty Anthony.
He was prophetic.
Ty Anthony Smith giving us all an example of how we should go into 2026.
There you go.
Manifesting what's going to happen next.
Christian Clark with a short gain on the play.
Please set the game clock to 4 minutes, 28 seconds, 4:28.
And Michigan burning its second of 3 timeouts. A great game coming up next. College football playoff game between Miami and Ohio State. And look at all the lineage, the procession of great players through the years from both those schools and the respective teams. There's a look at the bracket.
So fired up for that game tonight. Miami, Ohio State. The big question to me is, can Ohio State's offensive line deal with Miami's defensive line? The 2 edge rushers, Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain for Miami, have been phenomenal all year long. Can they keep Julian Sayin upright? And then conversing on the other side, Miami only had 273 yards of offense against Texas A&M's defense. Ohio State's got the #1 defense in the country with 4 first-rounders on that defense. How does Miami move the ball?
Christian Clark again trying to cut it back, and is brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Cole Sullivan. Michigan down to 1 timeout in the football game. Under 4.5 minutes to play. This Texas team, remember, missing 9 starters who have opted out as we go back to Zubin in the studio.
Mark, you just talked about the great lineage of all the players that have taken place in the great rivalry between Miami and Ohio State. Add this kid to the list, a 78.4% completion percentage, and of course, a Heisman Trophy finalist. Now, the collective team goal is ahead. Mark, back to you.
I was listening to former Hurricane running back and NFL star Willis McGahee.
Ooh, he's never short on words.
Speaking a little bit earlier from down on my block in South Florida, and I know he's looking forward to watching this one. He feels like, as a lot of Hurricane fans do, that Ohio State might be holding something that should have been theirs from years ago.
Well, look, Jeremiah Smith said it. Miami fans are still worried about that. Ohio State fans are worried about this game. Is the Longhorn taking Prince Chedward's throne?
Oh.
We need to have this sorted out. You don't disrespect the throne like that.
3rd down and 8 for Texas. Michigan out of timeouts on the receiver screen. McCutcheon with the catch and run. Brought down at the 29-yard line. 4th down coming up. The clock running, and Michigan helpless.
Last thing on that Cotton Bowl game, for people who aren't aware, Jeremiah Smith from South Florida also said earlier this week that if Miami had been playing in these types of games when he had been recruited, he probably would have been at Miami.
Yeah.
So a lot of familiarity between some guys on Ohio State's team and guys on Miami.
You know, my wife just paid off her law school loans recently, right? At UM. That one hurt, Roddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did.
Under 4 minutes to go.
I think Texas thought Michigan was in the neutral zone when they moved. I don't know that Michigan ever crossed the neutral zone, and there was no immediate movement after.
False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Campbell, who's the right guard, ends up pointing at Rayshawn Benny, but DJ Campbell never moves until Rayshawn Benny is clearly back on his side of the line of scrimmage. So I think if he snaps at Rayshawn Benny when he jumps, then maybe they get the call, although I think it's debatable whether Benny actually got into the neutral zone.
And this sets up a field goal here on 4th and 9 for Mason Shipley. This one's coming from over 50 yards. Shipley trying this one from 52. The lead already at 11. Already 2 scores. And he knocks that one through for good measure. The margin is swollen to 14 now, with a little over 3.5 to go. And what a night it's been for Arch Manning.
He's done it in every way possible. He's done it through the air, great protection, the ability to move up in the pocket, delivers down the field. That one to Jack Indries. He's also done it to his wide receivers as well. But on the ground, you see the linebacker split. He's just got to make the safety miss. Able to do that. His legs have been incredibly dangerous with 155 yards on the ground, a career high. This is that last touchdown, the 60-yarder. I'm going to give that, yeah, it's got to be at least a 4.6.
Yes. It was moving. Look at those impressive numbers on the day. A couple of touchdown passes, and really showed good sovereignty over the Texas offense all afternoon.
And Mark, a lot of the hype coming into this year, with Arch being a Heisman favorite coming in, Texas being #1 overall, a lot of that was based on hype and last name. You know, we had seen flashes of Arch, but we had not seen him for an entire season. We had not seen a lot of these guys on this offense. All the hype going into this offseason around Texas is going to be earned because all of these guys who are coming back that we're going to hype up have produced.
Well, this will come out to the 25. Fans, don't forget to check out the ESPN app for the Capital One postgame immediately following the game. And don't forget that, hey, 8 o'clock tonight, Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest. You ever done Times Square at New Year's Eve?
No, sir. There's a lot of people there. We're always doing games on New Year's Eve, so.
Hey, we're working.
Exactly.
Been that way for the last 35 years. Jeez.
You done it?
Is that what other people do?
I always spend my New Year's Eve with you.
It's not my fault. First down and 10. Underwood completes this at the 31. Hogan Hansen with a catch and run. Out to about the 33. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Michigan without any timeouts remaining. Down by 14. In the middle of the field, complete. Right at midfield to Hogan Hansen again. And Michigan having to move quickly. 17-yard pickup. And the remix to Hansen again. Out of bounds stops the clock with just under 3 minutes to go. Remember, the Wolverines, if they still have the football, will have the benefit of the 2-minute timeout. 2nd down and 4 coming up.
I do love the growth that I've seen from Bryce Underwood in this game. We've seen some real flashes of brilliance. The interceptions, you know, those are going to be teachable, coachable moments for this new coaching staff headed up by Kyle Whittingham.
Underwood going to tiptoe out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 42. 2:31 to play. Big night of college football. A couple of days of college football coming up with the college football playoff games. Ohio State, Miami coming up next. And the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. On the cutback, Kaupana. And that's going to be a 1st down. And we're going to hit the 2-minute timeout here. So the Wolverines will have the benefit of having an opportunity to talk things over momentarily. As we put 2025 to bed and pop the top on 2026.
Smith might go above all of them.
Underwood. Passes incomplete, caught but out of bounds by McCulley. Stops the clock with 1:55 to go. They're down 14. And what has been up until, wow, the fourth quarter had been a pretty successful day for Bryce Underwood.
It really had been. He'd been throwing it well, making good decisions, but 3 interceptions now, a couple of them on back-to-back drives earlier in this fourth quarter, have really put a damper on this performance.
Going off his back foot downfield, incomplete down the sidelines for McCulley again. Sets up a 3rd down and 10.
And Mark, throws like that are the things that this next staff are going to have to work with Bryce Underwood on. He's got the arm talent to be able to make that throw, but doing it as almost a fadeaway jumper off his back leg, it's what leads to the inaccuracy. If he steps into that, he could drive that ball, or he can layer it if he transfers his weight to that front foot.
As he did that time, right, Roddy? Completes it to his tight end, Tonelli.
That was textbook. You know, that right there, the good base, the good transfer and delivery, that's it. That's what you want to be able to repeat that and do the other stuff only when you have to.
4th and 2 coming up. Underwood looking to take off on 4th down, going to do it himself. And slides in. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to give him the 1st down.
Jelani McDonald came screaming downhill and made Bryce Underwood change his path very quickly.
Can't say enough about the job Biff Poggi has done to get these guys ready. McCulley out of bounds, incomplete. Poggi said he was wanting to love on these kids to help them rediscover the game that they first fell in love with, and they've played with great enthusiasm today.
They really have, and Biff Poggi was very open about wanting the job, saying he's the right man to turn Michigan around. He certainly, I think, was capable of it. Kyle Whittingham is also very capable of it, but you know, in terms of leadership, I'm not sure there's a better leader of a program than what Biff Poggi was talking to us about.
Underwood going to be sacked. The ball came out. It's still loose. They ruled it a fumble. And Texas will have possession. Umazalo recovered the loose ball and reserves the right to celebrate. Kanu got the ball in the end, but it was the hit by Umazulu.
See if this stands as a fumble. I actually, a first look, thought Bryce Underwood was down before the ball came out.
Previous plays under further review.
It will certainly take a look at it. As you get 19 off the edge, it's a wrangling Bryce Underwood, and then when is that ball out? Oh, I think it might be. It looked like it was kind of loose in his arm before he hit the ground, so I take it back. I think this is going to be upheld as a fumble.
And if that's the case, that'll do it. If Texas retains possession, that's a 3rd sack today for Texas, and potentially the 4th turnover by Michigan. Good pressure off the edge that time.
Can't see the ball from that angle. It was the other one that sort of gave us the best look at whether or not that ball was loose before Bryce Underwood hits the ground.
Umazalo with a nice bit of pressure there.
It was a great long arm move.
Yeah.
To push the defensive or the offensive tackle into the backfield, wrap up Bryce Underwood, excuse me.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by Texas.
Question is, when is this ball out? don't have a shot of the ball there. Yeah. But right there, he's kind of got it pinned against his body.
It looks like he's trapped it against his shoulder pad there.
Is that firm control? I mean, it does not come loose until he hits the ground. It looks like the Michigan offense is back on the field.
Yeah, they're gonna, I think, overturn the call on the field.
Yeah, I think
he was
I think
down.
it's probably a good call. He has it pinned against his body enough where I would consider that firm control.
58 seconds to play. They're going to place the ball at the right around the 36. It looks like they're standing. But boy, we've seen two really compelling and riveting bowl games here in Orlando over the last several days, going back to the Pop-Tarts Bowl and now the Cheez-It Bowl. As we get the call.
After further review, number 19 had possession of the football in his possession with his knee down with 1 minute and 8 seconds. It'll be Michigan football, 3rd down. We'll subtract 10 seconds to 58. The game clock will start at my signal.
You get that 10-second runoff because the clock would have been running on the sack. The stoppage happens to review, so he's subject to that 10-second runoff. Down to 58 seconds. Bryce Underwood's got to get his offense ready. I mean, they're going to roll this thing pretty quickly. He can snap it. If everybody's ready, he can snap it immediately.
Third and 19. Underwood got rid of it in time. Out of bounds, incomplete. And 4th down coming up now with 49 seconds to go.
And as this game has gone on, it's been more and more evident the struggles of this Michigan offensive line blocking Texas, even when they only bring 4. You know, these two defensive ends. We've seen Colin Simmons get in the backfield. We've seen Brad Spence get in the backfield. You mentioned just a second ago Zina Omuzalo getting in the backfield as well. Colin Simmons, though, has been really tough to block. He's out there on the edge at the top of the screen.
Simmons is him. Slipped and fell on that play. Underwood downfield, out of bounds, incomplete. And that should pretty much do it for the Wolverines' hopes in this football game. With 43 seconds to go. Arch Manning with a huge 4th quarter rally. Some clutch play by him. 21 of 35 passing the football for 221 yards. 4 total touchdowns. Career high 155 yards rushing, and he's our Capital One player of the game. Clark, meanwhile, had 20 rushes for 105 yards and a touchdown. I'll tell you what, I want to say Happy New Year to a 98-year-old college football fan, Marjorie Jones, watching this game today at home. The Cheez-It shower for the victorious head coach, Steve Sarkisian.
He woke up feeling the cheesiest, and he is going to walk out of here as a victor. 10-win season for Steve Sarkisian and this Longhorn team. Despite the departures that they had to the portal, to the draft, this team was able to get it done, and a lot of that because of the performance of his sophomore quarterback, Arch Manning, who improved so much over the course of the season.
41-27 the final score. ABC News World, or your local news, is coming up next over most of these ABC stations. For Alyssa Lang, Roddy Jones, and our entire crew, I'm Mark Jones. Happy New Year to you and yours, and so long from Orlando.